Welcome back to Moving Forward Podcast. You already know what time it is, man. You rocking with your host, Flo Bomber. But today I'm doing a special episode. I'm doing a collaboration with my man, Siberia Sabiz, your favorite fat boy from the No More Favorites podcast. You already know what time it is with him.
Peace.
And big shout out to Scott Morris, from creative director from Day Summit. He just was here. I did a lot of shows today, bro, waiting on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to him. He doing a lot of big things. And hopefully you will see us collab more with that. Today on the couch, we got two directors, right? What's that?
I'm a producer.
Your producer, and who's the director?
So
I thought you was the director.
producer, cinematographer / director.
Okay, so who's the main director of the show?
Marlon Reed.
Okay. We got what you call it again? What you say?
Producer.
We got the producer, David Quinones and John Arrington
Yep.
Yeah.
from the Red Hook series.
Yes, sir.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Thank you for coming to No More Favors / Moving Forward Podcast.
Thank you.
Yo, appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having us.
Now, what's up, man? I know y'all from Red Hook, but let us know what side y'all from. Y'all from the east? Y'all from the west? Where y'all
I'm
from?
from the front. It's considered the east.
The East.
It's considered
Alright.
the east. Yeah.
I'm from the front too, from Cyprus.
Okay.
That's what's up. So we got something in common. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Y'all both from the same side,
Same block.
Same block.
same block.
Building apart.
Oh yeah, one building apart,
Yeah.
and y'all grew up together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask y'all, what was your earliest influences that make y'all want to get behind the camera and do a series in Red Hook?
You always looking at me, right? Nah.
So-
So we come from music. So we was actually signed to entertainment
Okay,
as producers. So we produced records for Dutch and Spade.
Okay.
We did records with Eve, Detroit Diamonds. We did records with What You Want with Ludacris and Dutch and Spade. We did collab with Rottweiler with the If You Want It record. So we actually come from music.
okay.
So the transition from music to film was kind of easy.
It's easy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all went
So-
with the bigger bag.
Yeah, exactly.
And a more
The bigger
consistent
bag.
yeah, more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't less stress too, because you ain't dealing with the artist.
The artist, yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Except if they're your kids, because all three of my sons rap. So,
Fire.
My daughter rap.
Fire.
so you know, when you're dealing with your kids, it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you wanted to say something, bro?
No, I was gonna say we creatively started together. We started as rappers.
You was a rapper or
We
producer?
both was rappers.
And producers?
So it went into stages. Like, you know, when you young, you in the street, you learn in the streets, whatever, you in school, y'all wrote a little rap or a poem. And then you get nice and now you rapping. So we became rap partners. We had two other people that was with us. We went through them stages. Like, what was your first rap name?
What school y'all went to?
John
Johnny
Jay.
D. I was Dave Ski.
John Jay.
Oh,
Y'all both went to John Jay?
So we both went to
80s,
John
right.
Jay.
We
They
went
used
to
to call
John
it
Jay.
Jungle Jay because it
Yeah.
was wild and crazy at
Right.
the time. You know what I
Right.
mean? Early 90s, y'all know.
See, I was in there when Buster and all them was in there.
Nah,
West End was Western House.
there was Western
Western
House.
House,
Yeah.
yeah.
I went to Western House first, and then I got in trouble.
You got kicked out of Western
No,
House.
because I was a trade school at the time.
Yeah.
Automotive
yeah.
shit.
Right.
Then you went to a 600 school. Tell them
Oh,
that.
damn.
See? So I ended up getting in trouble. I went to
You
600.
was at 600 school first.
And then I got into something in the 600 school when my man's in Fort Greene. Shout out to the Fort. And then,
They sent you to GED school.
no, that was the.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there like, you know, because people that go to 600 schools, I ain't mad at you, you know, but it's behavioral problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or
But
truancy.
I realized people really wasn't on learning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta get up out of there. So I ended up in my zone school with John
Jay, yeah.
Right.
and the rest of the Red Hook and Flatbush and all that.
Yeah.
But Western House was John Jay, Jay-Z, Biggie,
Biggie.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Old Dirty.
Right.
And then it was
ODB.
night school. Everybody went there for night school. So I was a night school head.
Right.
He was trying to be smart. But I was in night school. I was getting in trouble. My mom's passed away. When
Rest in peace to Mama Love.
Davis
That's
getting
when I
ready
get
to hit y'all with the banana and the tailpipe.
Oh, don't do that.
Pause.
Pause.
So I was on probation my whole high school career. This nigga got me 55s all the way down the board where I had to go see my PO every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But outside
You see how
of
you
that,
try to shut me down? real quick?
God damn.
outside of that, but nah, man.
We went to John Jay,
Okay.
and that was our rap
Your
kind of
career,
mojo.
right?
But then we realized while we was doing what we was doing, we started. If y'all remember Sam Ash and Manny's,
Yeah.
Broadway and all that, we used
Yeah,
to
the
cut
record
school
stores.
and go to across from Tower Records. We used to go to the music store and start making beats.
Mm-hmm.
And then our manager, God bless his dead, got us into the music, got us focused. He was actually paying us not to cut school, but go to school and get our minds right. Stopped us from hustling, doing what we do. We street kids. And then we ended up producing. We didn't know we was producing.
Right. So how did your music land in the hands of Un Rivera's?
So we did a record called Dutchie Man.
You gotta say
So
before
Cosmic
that, bro.
Cav.
Y'all go before that.
That's Philly shit,
I'm
Cosmic
saying,
Cav.
So Cosmic
Yeah.
Cav and them started going crazy over the Dutchie Man record. They thought the Neptunes produced it, but it was me and him. So that's how we actually got signed.
Where's this
to
music at
Entertainment.
though? Can I find it somewhere?
I mean, you might be able to find
Yeah,
the
you could YouTube.
Dutchie Man
YouTube?
record on YouTube.
The whole sampler. Because we did like 5 records on the album.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
word?
did. Yeah,
on Dutch and Spade
yeah,
album?
we did About My Business,
Oh, that was a
For
big
My
one.
Family, Up and Down. We did a Philly record with him, Bumpy Johnson, and Rolex.
So y'all production, y'all producing actually work better than y'all rapping?
Yeah.
Yeah. We sound like
So y'all was trash rappers but good producers?
no, we wasn't trash.
We was
just
trash rappers.
we was in. I'm not gonna say that. I'm never gonna say that. I don't know what you talking about.
We was trash
I was
rappers.
never a trash rapper.
So who was nice out of y'all two? Let's
I'm gonna
that.
say me. I'm gonna say me. But you know, when you a group, you
nicest
always
one.
battling, right?
Yeah,
So
he's the
you know, he
nicest
had the lisp. His lisp was
I
heavy.
had the G rap shit.
So he had the
So I had
G-rap
the
shit.
G-rap, yeah,
Right.
all
You know
right.
what I mean? I had to be like, he could
You was on some beat
freestyle.
nut shit.
Yeah.
I was beating nuts. I had to write. Nah, I was
Beat nuts
thinking.
was nice.
So I was thinking on that. You know, little Spanish got in there,
Right.
little thing. But he was
I
better
a
freestyling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't doing that.
Right.
I was nice with the pen.
Pen in the pad.
Yeah. If we rap right now, we sound like the 90s, bro. We ain't.
Yeah.
But that's not bad because I think that's what the game is missing. But you know, that's neither here or there. So y'all stopped rapping, y'all did the producing thing, and then unsigned y'all as got a production deal from Un.
Yeah, we started as producers with Un, but the funny thing is Dave kind of went away from the music.
Yeah.
So Un called me, well, not even Un, Top called me. Troy Topo called me. He was like, yo, Un want you to come to the crib. So I go to the crib in Jersey. Lil Kim sees and them live right down the block.
Right.
So I'm walking through the little complex. I see Kim and C's and them and D-Rock and all them. They waving like, what's up? Because they know I'm going to Uncrib.
Right.
Because ain't no other black
Everybody
dudes
else
in
out
there.
there, yeah.
So they wave, what's up or whatever. I go to Uncrib. Un got a full Pro Tools system downstairs. And I just started producing music. And what happened was, and I got to give it to him, it was around Christmas. Un took me Christmas shopping. So I just had my kids, just to make a long story shorty, I had my kids, so Un just made sure my kids was straight. Got me, you know, back then the two-way pages was the joint.
That was
Got me a
yeah.
two-way pager, bought me a Cartier watch, and he gave me the whole producer kit. So I go see Dave one day, and I pull out the two-way pager. Dave was like, I'm coming with you.
Right.
And that's how he ended up, back, doing the music.
But what
and
made you
everything.
lose your drive, Dave? What made you fall back from it?
I was going through a spiritual walk. So, like I said, my mom's passed away early, and I had 2 little brothers and a grandmother. So I was focused on trying to get right.
Mentally.
We was in the projects,
right.
so I was on a whole different wave. Right.
Okay.
We producing, but the checks ain't coming right. We ain't doing what we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Have gone.
So we wanted to make sure, or I wanted to make sure, because I think me and John, as brothers, we wanted to do I wanted to do so he could get right.
Right.
He wanted to do so I could get right.
Right.
So I was trying to go another way. I ended up going to gospel music and R&B music because I play. So I play in church.
Okay.
So I ended up doing that, and I started managing gospel artists. And then when I saw John on the block,
I'm going back.
he said, "Yo, Dave, what up?" So he was getting out of cab. He wasn't even. He got out of cab. So we do cabs, but we don't. So he, Thames, Chris.
Right.
He coming
Crispy.
stunting. He's stunting.
Like, what
so he like, "Yo, Dave," and you heard. I said,
Flip
what?
that
I said,
thing open.
I said, "Yo, it's a 2-way." He said, "Yo, I want to come see you, bro. I want you to come through."
Right.
So I made a decision. I went, and the first day we knocked out.
The devil spoke to you. You answered.
Yeah,
I follow.
He said, fuck God.
So
I follow my man,
right.
and I didn't stop going to church. So let's put that.
All right, let's put that out there.
so gospel music wasn't
It wasn't lucrative.
it wasn't lucrative.
Not that. I just wanted to be with my boy.
Oh, okay.
That was mainly it. Like, cause we
Y'all started together. Y'all had that bond.
So we got the bond. So
Do you think that once you seen him with the Cartier and the Rolex, it was something more to fit your lifestyle, other than the gospel music?
I think it was the bag.
It was the money.
It was the
It's-
bag.
That's what I'm trying to-
I didn't want it. I wanted to work for it.
Yeah,
Right,
it was the
right.
bag.
No,
I was
I
with
get
the Once
With the bag.
he said that and the 2-way, and I was like, "Yo, I want a 2-way."
Right. I want one too.
Yeah.
Those Timbs is kind of
I'm
crispy.
telling you, it was the
Right.
bag. It was
So
really the bag.
once we got there, and I think our first 2 records, we made what 30
30 bands?
bands.
Nah,
15.
What year was
more
this?
than
This
that.
had to
This
been
is
what?
2000.
99,
Had to be
2000?
Early
90,
2000,
early 2000.
because
And
like
back then,
I was able to put
something.
I
That
was
was
able to
something.
put my daughter through college with some of that money.
That's
That's
good.
good.
So he Un actually looked out.
Un is the truth.
Un is family.
Un is
Un took
family.
care
That's
of us.
family.
Un took care
You'll
of us.
never hear us say nothing wrong.
That's
Un
what's
took care of
up.
us.
By no
Un took
Lance
care of
Every
us.
time I hear stories about Un, I hear he's an official, humble guy.
No,
I hear that. I hear that about
his
Un.
brother
His
Josh.
brother.
Josh, yeah.
Tell Un to
for
come
sure.
on the show, man.
Ayana, his sister,
Ayana,
like so they family.
They family. There's
They
no way in the
family.
world. There's no way in the world you're gonna hear us talk about Un
Right.
in a foul way.
Right.
Ain't
Because he looked out. So,
Well, he took
okay.
care of
Nah, he a good dude first. Cause honestly, back when we was like 16, we was auditioning for Junior Mafia
Yeah.
Wow.
without production.
No.
But-
Remember we went to
okay.
rapping, and then Un and Kedar. It was
Kedar
Un,
Massenberg.
Kedar Massenberg.
Just.
They sitting in a room, and they was like, nah, y'all niggas need to be producing. They wanted us to stop rapping and produce the first Junior Mafia album.
Wow.
But we wanted to
Y'all
be
should have
rapping.
did that. That would have been.
So we didn't want to produce.
out of here, yo.
So we
Y'all
fought
would've been
against it, you
out of
feel
here.
me?
Listen,
Like,
you know how old we
what?
was?
That was like 16.
16,
Bruh.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the age when you want the spotlight.
Yeah, so we didn't want to be
And
producing.
it wasn't nobody older over y'all that was able to coach y'all through it. Y'all
Yeah,
was learning
it
everything on
was.
y'all. It was?
But
So
he
why
was
they
like,
didn't
yo, what
tell
y'all? Because he was like, what y'all want to do?
And so he gave y'all creative
Have
or
was like,
creative credit.
but we was getting money anyway, so it wasn't even like
Yeah, we wasn't starving.
we wasn't
Okay.
starving. Like we was getting money. So it was different. So
was
for
a good
us
time.
at 16, I give it to you like this. Us at 16, back then Sylvia's was like, "Will you go?"
Yeah, the soul food spot.
Sylvia used to give up her table, so she said, "My sons is coming in," because we would spend $300-400. Because Sylvia used to had
Sylvia's
she had a
fire.
round
Yeah,
she had a little round table
Yeah.
where she did her books. Soon as we walked in, oh, my sons is coming in. She get off her table, we go sit there. She's sending us food, everything, but we spending.
For those that don't know, Sylvia's at that time was like a Brooklyn Chop House now.
Exactly.
So that's for the
Exactly.
audience that's like,
Yeah.
Sylvia's? Who's Sylvia?
Right.
Staple
you know
of
what I'm
Harlem.
saying?
Yeah, that's
But we
the
was
staple of
going,
Harlem.
we was going to one.
Good yams.
We was going to one fish, two fish.
Yeah, one fish. Shout out to one fish,
was
two
eating-
fish.
eating
That
in
was-
there. Listen,
One fish, two
every
fish.
other night we eating there. Mr. Leo's was the Italian
man.
spot. So we was
all over
we
the
was
place.
getting to the paper and have God rest his soul. He showed us how to get to the paper without the bullshit. without all of the
Drama.
shit that come with the drama in the
Right,
hood.
right.
He moved us out of the hood. Was like, listen, we're gonna make these trips here and there, da 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 da. And then after a while, Heb was like, yo, listen, I'm just gonna pay y'all to go to school. You ain't gonna make. I'm gonna take all the risks. He stopped us from making all of the risks, and he was like, I'm gonna make all the risks.
He sacrificed for y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all was 16 when y'all got
16.
y'all first $30,000 check?
No, we were 20.
It was 20.
Oh, okay.
22, 23 first
Hey,
30.
that's
No,
still,
we was 16 when we was introduced to
when
Keto.
y'all was...
Yeah.
He
Okay,
on them,
okay,
yeah, but
On and
30,
stuff like that.
the first 30, because we did My Love Don't Cost a Thing remix.
Really?
We did Players Gonna Play, the 3LW remix.
John be remembering.
So
that.
let me ask you something.
We did Jessica.
Johnny
Y'all saying
remember
it mad
Jessica
humble like they
Simpson.
not music legends,
Remember
bro.
the Jessica Simpson? We did the remix for that.
But let me ask
we
you
did
something.
the Suave Vente, Wyclef.
John be knowing.
Yo,
John be
look,
remembering.
We did all of those.
When y'all
and got checks.
when y'all say all of this, all of these hits y'all did y'all sign a bad contract? Are y'all still getting paid for this? Like what? So talk about that
So
part.
we produced records, and you gotta submit the records, right? When you submit the records, they choose who they want.
But remember, we got checks.
We got
though.
the checks from it.
We got the checks.
So you submitting the record, they holding the record.
right.
Don't mean that they use the record.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we got what we got.
Yeah.
But so Love Don't Cost a Thing.
You know how much money?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
That's not our record. You understand?
Mother.
But we got paid for what we put in.
No, we got a check.
Y'all
We
got a good check. What, 100,000?
I'm not mad.
But think about it.
We got memories.
We did a record on a Peter Guns and Lord Tariq album
about
called
Tommy, remember it.
Marmalade. If you look on the credits right now, it might have the actual producer on it now.
Oh,
but
right,
it said
right.
produced by other.
Right,
And
right.
y'all
right,
was the
right,
other.
Right,
So we was the other.
right.
And we did it Marmalade, Smooth and Trigger, we did records for.
Hustler, Trigger the Gambler.
Geneviese's and More Money.
Genovese,
Oh,
we
wow.
did
Records
more money.
Big Red, Big Red Owl Papers.
And Owl and
Big Red Owl Papers.
Big Red Owl Papers. Big Red definitely Owl Papers.
Oh, that's why y'all came
We
to the
did
show late.
records.
Y'all niggas is lit
You know what I'm
already.
saying? No.
lit already.
No,
Nah.
I mean,
Y'all over here violating.
but-
yo.
hustling.
but this is
Violating. I respect it.
But that's literally our youth.
Yeah.
Like
Wow, John
like that's
remember
literally
a lot
our
of that
youth.
stuff.
Like my barber, he'll tell you. Like if I put him on the phone, I'd be like, "What van we had in the project?" He'd be like, "You had the Locks van."
Yeah.
And I want you better. When Fab was just sport,
Yeah.
I had Fab in my crib.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Before he got
Shout
signed.
out to Spence.
I'm talking about 98.
Yeah, you talking about
Yeah.
F-A-B-O.
Yeah.
Yeah, L-O-U-S.
Before, when he was just sport,
Yeah, when you sport.
it was a company called Black Tower out of Brooklyn. She was starting a label, so they all came to my crib because I had a studio in my crib, soundproof booth, all that. So she was like, just play beats and just have niggas rap. And the nigga Fab was one of the niggas in my crib
Wow.
before he even.
We had
Yeah.
we
Still-
had-
you
we
still
produced
got that?
Protect from Smith and Wesson.
Yeah.
In the studio?
No, you still got them. Do
The
you still
music?
have any of them?
I have all of it on DAT. Now
He said DAT.
The crazy part is I don't know, did the DAT demagnetize?
Okay.
So I literally got to go through all of the DATs, but I do got a record with Fab actually rapping before he was.
That'd be a hell of a
On that.
mixtape right now.
Yeah, on that. Yeah.
Now, let's fast forward from the music. What made y'all want to transition into the movie scene?
So I didn't want to do it.
He didn't. Yeah.
I wanted to stay with the music.
Yeah. He wasn't.
I was
even,
comfortable.
He wasn't even interested.
I thought movies was Hollywood. You gotta have the big sets, the big lights, the big cameras, and as a producer, you don't just go on the set and be like, I'm shooting. You like thinking numbers. You like, nah, that camera, the lens costs more than my crib.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, we can't. I'm not doing that.
Right.
But son went to it, so he could tell you the whole story. He got to it.
So I'm gonna tell you the truth. We had a studio in Dumbo.
Wait, so he was lying?
No, he's telling no.
Oh, you said I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I'm gonna say it like this, Jim. We had a studio in Dumbo,
10J Street.
10J Street.
Okay.
So you know Dumbo is Dumbo what it is now. We had a studio there, 500 square feet.
I'm about to say that shit had to been like some big mansion type
So
shit.
500 square, only something small.
Well, nobody was
500,
thinking
something
about
like
Dumbo.
nobody was dumb. Think exactly.
Right.
Now, if you go to that same building, it's luxury condo.
Luxury.
So, long story short, Dave went about his business again. I walked in my mom's crib, and my cousin had a $2,000 Sony camera in the crib on a tripod. I told him, yo, bro, I'll give you $300, $400 for it because he got it from a fiend. I keep it a buck. He's like, yo, they call me Willie in the hood.
Okay.
So they was like, yo, he was like, yo, Willie, I can't charge you. I can't let you pay me $2,000, $3,000. I said, well, let me give you $250 for it.
Right.
Got $250. My man Supreme, which he did the Motherless Child beat for
Ghost.
Ghost and them.
Shout out to Ghost,
so-
Tony Stark.
Exactly. So he did that record. He had
That beat,
Premiere
that's one of
Pro.
my favorite songs too,
He
by
had-
the way.
yeah.
Motherless Child.
Yeah, Motherless Child's
Quarter by the
fire.
Ivy Square.
Yeah. He produced the beat.
Oh,
So
shit.
so long
Cream
story
Pharrell,
short,
too, yeah.
Facts.
Cream Pharrell. So he gave me Adobe Premiere. I had the Sony camera.
I remember that.
And I learned. I sat in the crib and just learned and learned and learned and taught myself. It wasn't until we started doing a movie called Sarah and Muhammad with a guy named Dave Phillips, which is my mentor, and Un was actually the director of the film.
Got you.
So Dave Phillips started schooling me to what cinematography really looks like, and that's what really fed me in regards to getting into the film
In the
business.
film business.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once again, John called me.
Again,
I get over there and I'm like, Dave Phillips did, what movies he did?
Dave Phillips did the Cookout 1, the Cookout 2, Perfect Holiday. He did Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch videos. He did Let the Rhythm Hit Him videos. He was doing he
Oh,
did
I
like so his
credits is crazy.
credits is crazy.
But this is what he does.
This is my mentor.
This is what he does. He go, okay, y'all want to shoot film? John Willie.
That's what he called me, John.
He gonna have the camera with John, and I'm waiting for my moment.
Right.
I ain't rushing it because I'm not starstruck,
Right.
but I'm starstruck.
Right.
So I got to be cool with it, right? So he like, John Willie, you gonna hold the camera like this? Look at your aperture. You're gonna look like and I'm saying like, okay, with my camera, you know what I'm saying? I think I had a little DXLR, right?
DSLR.
I had a DSLR,
DXLR.
right?
Jeez.
I had me a little Canon that I bought. And I ain't even know it recorded. So
A 60D.
I had a 60D.
Right.
So I'm like, I got my little camera on my neck, right? And then he go, put that down. Right? So I go, okay. He said, you're going to come to my house tomorrow after we do this. So I go to his house. He lived around the corner from Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Go upstairs. And he go, you're going to sit right here and you're going to look at, he had his computer set up with all the files. He said, you're going to put all this in order. So I said, but what's up with the camera? Like, he said, no. John Willie's going to do the camera.
Yep.
You're going to sit here and put all this in order. I said, but all right, click, and I did it fast.
Right.
He said, oh, you're going to do this. So
This is
basically, he was training him to be a cinematographer.
A real
and
cinematographer.
training me to be a producer. Not knowing, because producers is just admins, putting things in order, making sure everybody do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
And you follow the script and you make sure everything is done so that the cinematographer and everybody else, the director and everything, everybody could be on point,
Right.
on set, and not just run the show.
Right.
No move, no, you don't go there, yo, you come on time, where you at, boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Pay you, et cetera, et cetera. That little thing he did for me set me up for what I do now. And I didn't know.
That what he was doing then.
Or you
didn't
didn't
know.
know you had that talent.
I thought producing was the bread.
Right.
That's executive producer. It can be that, and it could be producing.
Right.
But I didn't know better, so
Right.
I'm just on these sets, What you want me to do? Go to the store? I'm supposed to be going to the store. I'm supposed to be sending somebody to go to the store.
Before you,
What
right.
you want me to do? All right, you want me to hold a light? I'm learning as I go. Never wanting to get to the camera because this is my pet peeve. I don't want to never cross John.
Okay.
I don't want to do the same thing John doing because we ain't going to get to where we got to go. Right. So let him stay in his lane. I stay in my lane and we do what we do.
That's knowing your position and not secretly hating on your man.
Right, but he started before me. So he know what I'm doing. So he could jump in the middle of what I'm doing. I just ain't going to do the cinematography stuff. But he could jump in the middle. No, Dave, we should do, all right, you got it. He back over here. So Dave Phillips set me up for that. For that moment where I'm learning basically how to follow a film set or follow the way that the script is supposed to go and put things in order so that everybody else could do what they're supposed to do as far as production.
So basically what you're telling me is cinematography, as what you do, John, after you do your work, you ship it over to Dave and Dave chop it up and cut it up.
So I'm the editor, cinematographer.
Oh, so you do all that shit.
And I color grade.
Right.
So I don't color correct. I grade.
Okay.
So what's the difference?
So some people color correct. They throw a letter on it. It looks good. It's color corrected. I grade it. I give the film a look. So when you looked at the trailer and you like, damn, this shit look kind of like something that I would see on.
Yeah, I seen the trailer.
Whatever. You're gonna go. You look at the style of it, the look of it, the way I shot it.
It's not gritty.
I shot it in 40 millimeters. I shot it in ProRes. I shot it on a certain particular camera. Like, you know what I mean? So you'll see it. But I myself, I edit, color grade, and I also film. I shoot. So I know rule of thirds. I know all of it. I do it all.
All right. So what you gonna say?
So in the worst case scenario, if you had to, you could pull up to somewhere and do everything yourself.
Like literally, you could take all this footage right here. I could fix all the footage and I could grade it. I used to have a Blackmagic production camera, so I know what the Rec 709 is of it. So you get what I'm saying? So a person can Rec 709 it, adjust certain things, and they'll tell you that it's color corrected, because it is. The Rec 709 is actually the color correction for that actual camera, because all of these cameras have. Red has a Rec 709. Arri Alexa have a Rec 709.
Okay.
Blackmagic has a Rec 709. Now even Sony A7s and all that. Now they have a lot that's a Rec 709 for them. Canons have if they got a Canon log, they have a Rec 709.
Got you.
So anytime somebody be like, "Oh, I color corrected it for you." Yeah, all you did was Rec 709 me and charge me $300.
I just was about to ask you that. So you're trying to say
you Rec 709 me and charge me $300
right now?
Listen, I'm
You're gonna get somebody slapped, man.
Listen, this is what I do.
But that's what it is.
As a cinematographer, this is what I do. So I learned that.
That's good because
But you know what, John and D? I could tell him, what did I tell you today? I said, I need you to learn this part so I don't have to pay niggas to do it.
Oh, oh man. Cause he hit me up sometimes and he'd be like, yo, you ain't do this, you ain't do that. And I'd be like, well, actually I stayed up all night and tried to do it. I don't know how to do this. I'm just stepping into this. So I'm learning myself. But one day he told me he was proud of me, and that was the happiest moment. Like I'm like, oh shit, he told me he's proud of me. Like
he did that to me too.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know when I do something, I'm making progress.
I'm not hurting. I'm just trying to get him to the point where I could lean on him sometime to do the work.
Same here.
He do that.
Yeah.
Same here.
My problem is I don't remember. I'll do it and then I don't remember how I did it.
But I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? Here's the key, right? Depending on what linear program you're using. So I use DaVinci Resolve, right? Any of these cameras come with DaVinci Resolve automatically with it. If they're officially bought, they come with a dongle. That dongle you can upgrade to whatever DaVinci Resolve version you want, right? But
I love
this camera literally has a Rec 709. So if you're using this camera and you're using this footage, download the beta version of DaVinci Resolve, go into the LUTs, create you a node, create 3 nodes. The first node is for you to make your adjustment. Second node is for you to add your LUT. Third node is for you to add sharpening. That's the cheat code.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm giving you a cheat code.
I got it.
So you giving the world a cheat code.
I'm giving you a cheat code.
I see where you're going.
So now, when you do that in the middle node and you do the Rec 709, all of your adjustments go before that Rec 709. All of your sharpening go after. I'm not going to give you the cheat code to making the grade because now I'm giving people my secret sauce.
You tell me off camera.
But I'm giving you
to the crib and we couldn't fuck.
Exactly. What I'm doing is I'm giving you a way to actually make more money by being able to say, okay, I can adjust it. Now, DaVinci Resolve has a split screen.
Okay.
Where you can literally color match. Once you look at one thing, so DaVinci Resolve also has, if you go to the color grade, you could go to color and you could grab a still. You create the still, take the still, copy it over to the other pieces of footage, and then you make your adjustments to match whatever you have.
You know how many cinematographers and
Wouldn't say that.
photographers? No, not only that. They gonna study this episode.
Oh no!
Right now, they gonna be. This is gonna be on rewind.
So let me.
But that's what it's about.
Now, okay. Now let's get to the base of this shit. What made y'all want to do a series in Red Hook? Is this something that y'all seen? Allegedly, this episode gonna be called the alleged episode. This is something that y'all seen, allegedly heard about, or read about.
Most of it is what we lived, but when I started writing it a few years ago,
you want some more drink, John?
Yeah, I take a little bit.
Get
When I started writing it a few years ago, it was called It was called South Brooklyn. Because Red Hook is South Brooklyn.
Right?
That's South of Brooklyn. So it was called South Brooklyn. Did whatever I did, whatever. We did what we did. We tried to make it. We entered, and I don't blame nobody for nothing. I think we were too young and too immature to understand what we had.
Now, when y'all did the South of Brooklyn, was this during the web series stage?
It was before
that.
Before Money and Violence.
Oh,
We birthed it.
Got you.
We birthed it.
So what we had with South Brooklyn, like I said, we didn't know what we was doing. South Brooklyn bought. I'm telling you right now, because I was producing and I didn't know I was producing. I was over 108 actors.
Wow.
I remember that to a T, because I was like, what am I doing with 108 actors?
That's crazy.
We had Mike on.
That cast 108.
We had Sonya Blade.
Yes.
Where's Sonya Blade at?
Wow.
Yeah.
We had
Sonya Blade.
we had Hannibal from Best Style,
Hannibal?
who was the
our cinematographer at the time was G-Lock.
We had Ayana Rivera was the producers.
Run Sister.
The writer with John was Sarah. So we was going everywhere around Red Hook and Brooklyn, and people was going, yo, what's this? What y'all doing? Oh, because we was doing what they call now run and gun. We was doing guerrilla shooting.
Yeah, guerrilla shooting.
But
without the permits.
we didn't know what
Police on the set. Like, yo, they got
That's what I
real
said.
guns.
And yo, I'm gonna tell you this, right?
Before they come.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I had, shout out to my people, y'all know who y'all are. I had 60 real guns on that set. So I was moving around
Felony waiting.
crazy, right?
T.I. shit.
Real ones.
I had everything on that
Real
set, right?
ones.
So
Sheesh.
when
Nothing was a prop.
anything you could
Thank
choose
God.
from, we had. Whatever you thinking about, right? One. Two, I had to talk, because I got a little security situation. So I had to talk to police when they driving by. Yo, we just doing what we doing.
Okay.
See you later. Know what I'm saying? But everybody say, all right, you got 20 minutes, we be
Right.
back.
They respected y'all for that. That's what's up for them.
Plus, we was in our hood. So we was in our hood. We was on Nostra. We was over here. We was in Coney Island. We went all the way to Miami with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we was doing what we was doing. And I'm going to tell y'all, some of those folks in that 108 was on that set and created what they created later.
Mm.
So I'm not going. Shout
You
out
ain't gonna
to
say
all the
who
web
it is.
series. Shout out to, but I'm gonna say this:
You sparked them. Y'all gave them that spark.
we in
Right.
Brooklyn and New York, we didn't know what we was doing, and we sparked it.
We sparked the
We ain't
brand.
let me say this because I don't want to say that either. We didn't see nobody else doing it.
Okay.
No, we sparked the brand.
They sparked it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay to
We-
burn.
I ain't
sparked
see
the
nobody else
brand.
doing it, so I can't say we started Money and Violence.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say we started this series
But we
or that
sparked
series.
but we sparked the brand.
Yeah.
The difference is we didn't start them, but we sparked the brand.
right.
So when you're
And-
seeing, go ahead, say what you was gonna say.
No, I'm just saying. So in retrospect,
This is 2000 and
We-
what?
oh God.
11?
2013.
You sure?
So
'Cause I think that's when Money and Violence could drop.
they dropped that
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, that summer, right.
We
It's
so we had
crazy.
we literally had a network deal with Bounce 25 Ohio. And that kind of went, left or whatever. But we sparked a brand that everybody else was able to see, they was able to accomplish. Let me
Okay.
say that.
So y'all laid the blueprint.
Exactly.
Right.
In regards to it. But they took it to another level.
Yeah.
And I give it to them. I take my hat and I salute all of them because they took it to another level. So what made us decide to do the Red Hook series, I sat in the crib one day and I just pulled the old script out and I just started rewriting. So I sent it to my youngest son, Tyrese,
Okay.
which is one of the executive producers of this project. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Paperboy Ty.
Paperboy Ty.
Dope.
So I sent it to him. He was like, "Yo, Daddy, it's kind of sturdy." I don't know sturdy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm an
he
older-
said sturdy.
He
You
said
placed
sturdy.
it to it.
And I mean, he said,
Yeah,
"Yo,
that mean
Daddy,
it's
this is
lit."
sturdy." He's like, "Yo, we should do it."
Sturdy is another word for solid.
Exactly. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we went a year and he moving around doing what he doing as far as the music because if you look at the trailer, the intro record, that's
him.
playing, that's him,
Got you.
Paperboy Ty. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I was like, I don't want to wait. Me and him was about to do this real estate thing and he's about to start dropping music. And I was like, yo, we need to do something else while we're doing everything else. So I sent the script to Dave. And I'm like, yo, Dave, tell me what you think. Dave was like, yo, this shit is hot fire. We need to do it.
My version is sturdy.
You know what I'm saying? His version is 30. So he said it's fire. So he's like, yo, we need to do it. And that's what made us decide to start doing the Red Hook series. And then the rest is on Dave because Dave casted the whole joint.
Yeah.
Now,
I had nothing to do with the cast.
all right, now within in the Red Hook series, right? I wrote this question specifically for y'all. Many platforms shed a light on our culture in a negative way.
Right.
Far as like movies like New Jack City,
Right.
Boys in the Hood, Menace, right? What would you say about the Red Hook series? Will it have balance? Far as like, when we watching the Red Hook series, will we be like, yeah, kill that nigga, or we gonna get some type of knowledge from it? Rather, we don't want to see that right now. Us killing each other.
I was waiting for this question, but that's all good.
We don't want to see it.
So you're
never gonna
I want
get
to see
that.
it a little bit.
you're gonna get a little bit of it.
Is it balanced?
But the balance is that Philip Porter, he's trying to transition. But there's an antagonist that's stopping him from transitioning.
I want to talk about that, but keep talking.
So
Keep talking.
whenever we decide to make that pivot,
They gonna give y'all some hell.
somebody gonna always give us some hell.
That's right.
So no matter when we was on the block, whatever the case may be, this, that, and the third, the moment you say, nah, bro, I think I'm just gonna do X, Y, and Z, niggas start looking at you different.
Somebody trying to weigh you down.
I don't care who it is.
But you that top dude though.
But you get what I mean?
It's always the crab in the barrel.
So think about it, right? When I first started working because I work for the city. When I first started working for the city, I went downstairs, half gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm my 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I go downstairs. I'm like, yo, man, I got some work on the block. Just give me what it costs. I'm done. I'm working for the city now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so that's Philip Porter. Philip is like, yo, I'm done with it. This last little bundle that I got, I'm done
Yeah,
with
that's
it.
done.
I'm pivoting. but his antagonist and the reason why and I can't tell y'all the reason why he's doing what he's doing, but when you see the reason why he's doing what he's doing, you're gonna be like, he's never gonna be able to stop. Because even if he stopped the hustle, he still gotta kill this nigga.
I understand.
Okay.
But now, Dave, why you say you was waiting for this question?
Because the question is the synopsis of what we're doing. Everybody in every hood, everywhere, has this pivot moment. If you hustling,
Right.
you don't really want to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to dirty your community. You don't want to do none of that.
Right.
You really want to go the spiritual way. My brother, how you doing? My sister. You want to go that route, but it's corny. And you got to get to the bread.
You got to get. I'm about to say that.
So how you going to get to the bread?
Got to get dirty.
When you get to the moment of, I can't do this no more, that's the pivot. And to me, it's ministry. It's God.
Right.
It's that moment where you get the epiphany, like, I can't do this no more.
Right.
Like, I got kids, or I got a kid on the way, or my girl, or my family, my moms. These niggas is getting at me, blah, blah, blah. So on a ministry note, you taking a spiritual look at how my life is, and you don't even know you going spiritual. You just know you got something in your conscience is going, why am I doing this? So all of us been there.
Yes, that's a fact.
So if we at that moment, you like, yo, John, I'm gonna let you do everything, bro. Let me just, you know what I'm saying? Or, yo, this is my last run. I'm gonna go work for the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go do something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was me.
And that's that moment that you're asking, because we're gonna get that question everywhere we go, right?
No doubt.
And that moment is, I'm trying to make this transition, and I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But this dude right here, he got it. This nigga is wildin'.
Right.
You can't leave and he take over.
Right.
Cause he that dude that everybody's scared of. He the bully.
He gonna destroy.
He gonna
bully.
mess everything, and you like, I'm leaving all that.
Right.
So you making that decision, right?
Right.
You trying to make. So that's what I mean by that moment, that ministry moment, that I see it, I know my way out, I could get to it. Either you gonna fully jump out and forget everything, or if you got a heart, you're gonna be like,
yeah, I get it.
So that's the
it.
moment that makes us a little different than everybody else.
That's dope.
Because
It's storyline.
it's storyline.
It's storyline.
It makes good TV, but now how does it convey over the TV
Right.
to that flow? You know what I mean?
I get it.
To that dude that's sitting there going, yo, I'm at this moment.
Right.
Facts.
So
Facts.
that's why I be waiting for that.
Facts.
That question.
So it's
Now-
a relatable show.
It's relatable.
Yeah.
Now,
Relatable to everybody.
Everybody.
It should be.
Okay.
It should be.
did y'all pitch it to Tubi, Netflix? Is YouTube? Like, how y'all doing this?
So to be honest with you, we done got offers just off of the trailer. But the money offers ain't even the money that's worth taking. There's no disrespect to the offers, but we spent that already.
You can make
Indeed.
more on your own.
Will
We
you make
spent
money
that
off
already.
the streaming? Y'all rather get the streaming money, like pay to watch this
So
type of shit, than
so-
getting a big check.
Subscriptions.
So
Yeah, subscribers.
for us, right? So I give you a streaming platform that offered us 30. We spent 30.
Wait,
I
30,000?
had 30 when y'all was 20.
I had 30. Yeah,
But we
y'all had
spent-
30 when y'all was
but
young.
I'm just saying, but we
But
spent,
for this series,
But for this
Yeah.
series, we spent 30.
you
just,
can't
just
get,
on
Everything. We
Yeah.
spent 30.
or you can't say, hey, I put you on my platform and you promote it and you get whatever we get.
So
So
the
you trying to say the budget was more than 30 on making this movie?
it's way more than 30.
But you had to pay actors and stuff like that.
Right.
We're gonna talk about
Pay
that
for
too.
locations.
way more than 30. But my thing is, we look at the CPMs.
Right.
So now I want
Right.
to know what your CPMs is. So you telling me I'm getting $1 off for every
1,000
ad or
streams.
whatever, 1,000
Yeah.
streams or whatever
That's
the case
crazy.
may be. So you just gave me 30.
That's great, bro.
So watch this. You just gave me 30, And then now I'm gonna get whatever I get off of every 1,000 streams.
They made 30,
But it's
300.
on your platform,
Right.
and it's building your platform. But I only got 30. So all I did was break even.
That's it.
I didn't make no
I
profit.
didn't make no
Right.
profit.
So now what happens to the second season?
Nothing.
So do I got to take the same 30 to shoot the second season, or am I walking through? So for us,
And there's no renegotiation.
renegotiation.
They're
and
not
all
going to
that,
want to. They're going to be like, you made 30 off of this.
Because you already.
Take-
But think about it, not to cut you off.
No, you didn't.
But think about it. Your number was 30.
Right.
How
That's
you gonna
just
come
silly.
back and talk to me about anything when
Facts.
your number was 30?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Like, you
So your
took
number
30
was 30.
already. It's
You
a
know what I'm
wrap.
saying? I had somebody was like, yo, we can get you 50. We did 50 already. We did 50 with love.
Out of pocket.
We did 50 with love.
Do
Easy.
y'all show them these numbers, though? Like, yo, listen, we did this time. We ain't
So-
We don't go back and forth.
We don't
with them.
gotta do
But
that.
think about it. Love, the actors in Love, right? If you go to YouTube, to our Real Block Pictures, you can watch Love. Is a great Netflix and chill type of vibe.
Okay.
You and your
know,
shorty.
you and your
Right.
shorty
No
or
doubt.
whatever.
We gonna watch it.
But
promote it right now on the show.
Yeah,
Where-
yeah.
where can
It's
they
called
find
Love
out?
Falling is the Easy Part. It's on our YouTube channel called Real Block Pictures. Love Falling is the Easy Part. You grab your shorty, you turn the lights down, you get a little.
and you're gonna watch it and you're gonna know what it is. But our actors cost us $17,000 by itself. The actors.
How was y'all pay? How do y'all pay these actors? Do y'all pay them for
So-
every like for the whole season, or do y'all pay them every
Nah,
time they
nah,
come?
Every 90 days.
Every-
We do a 90-day deferred payment.
Okay.
And then everybody get their full check.
Right, you can
Okay.
do deferred payment. It's each act is different. So you could do a simple contract and say, okay, boom, we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars for this amount of time for you to do this, and you have to promote and market and sit on the couch and talk to Flow. That's how we gotta do that.
Dope.
But you could also do, okay, I got this lead actor and this lead actor, and then everybody is supporting role, and then everybody else is extras, and you got to differentiate the pay.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
my star is not.
Ain't gonna get. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Depending on who they are and how they move and how popular they are. Because a lot of people, this is what a lot of people do. They go and grab the most popular person they know and put them in the film. And they paying buku dollars. And the object is to get people to watch that person in the film.
Right.
But what me and John like to do is create those people. We like to say, here you go. This is your lines. Now make this you.
Right.
And then they be like, what you mean make this you? You know what I'm saying? And then we got like this thing, man. Like, I don't know. Like people just, I think people are connecting with us
Right.
when we on the set and we allowing these actors to become actors, right? So we're not saying, yo, go over there, stand right there and say X, Y, and Z. You ready? Shoot. No, we
Give
got
them
a
freedom.
script.
You got a script.
That's what I'm talking
We
about.
got
It's dialogue.
Y'all took the question right
It's
out my mouth. Pause.
dialogue.
That's where I was going with this.
No freestyle.
Not no Tubi shit.
No freestyle.
well,
Nigga,
Tubi,
no, no.
Tubi got
No,
joints.
Tubi got good movies. No, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, when I say that, I mean like as in, all right, yo, we shooting this movie, and I got the camera, and I'm just freestyling.
You got some
Y'all
direction
actually
going on.
writing,
direct-
remembering roles.
Writing.
Yeah, y'all
Writing, dialogue.
treatments.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
So we
are
start
y'all-
off with the chem test, chemistry test.
Okay.
Make sure that works,
Yeah.
right? Then we go to the table read, where we can actually see everybody come together and make sure that feels good before we go to the set. You might need one or two of those, and then if you don't do it, if after you do that and we get on the set, you might have a hiccup. But all of that other stuff was for you to get ready for that.
Yeah.
And then when
Prep.
you know, sometimes the director is going to give what you're supposed to stand there and the director's supposed to direct you.
Right.
That, you know, my job is to do everything before them,
Right.
before the cinematographer and the director gets there. My job is to make sure everybody is ready. Once they ready, if you don't perform what we would say we was ready for,
On to the next.
I'm on you. Like, you sure you want to do this? Because I ain't, you know, I try not to be like an asshole.
No, but you gotta be if this is your vision and you know how you want your stuff.
Right, not to cut you off.
No, you
sorry.
didn't. You did.
Your job, my job is to make that vision plain,
Exactly.
right? I'm supposed to, whatever's on that script, I'm supposed to make sure I provide that
Yep.
as a producer to make sure everything goes right.
Yep.
if you don't do that, my job is to get rid of you and make sure somebody else could do that.
That's right.
We did it.
That's
we did
right.
It before.
As an actor, as a anybody on the set, the crew or the actors. That's my job.
Now, you go ahead. Say what you're gonna say, Peter.
Before I forget.
Go ahead.
Have you ever written a role that was for somebody specific, but when they got to that role, they couldn't live up to it, and you had to put somebody else in that place?
We spent $1,000 day on love for the lead.
We spent $3,000 that day.
No, I'm insane, but I'm insane. $1,000
I remember
day.
that number.
The day was $1,000 we spent, and then had to go back and reshoot everything.
We get a new actor, get a
Remember, think about it though.
Was that because
That's crazy.
No,
was that because they got camera shot, or was that because it just wasn't for them?
She was
acting like a diva.
Yeah.
Okay.
She came on the set and wanted to be the diva.
Right.
Okay.
I ain't gonna call her name out, but she know who she is. Shout out to you. And
She must have had a BBL.
no. She was so all right.
She was
popular
She was
already.
polished.
Hold on,
She was
I got
polished.
you already.
No.
She was
wasn't
polished.
popular.
Okay.
So I gotta break
polished.
this down. I gotta break this down.
She was polished though. You can't front. She was polished.
Actors.
She gonna watch this shit like, oh, word.
I'm coming on
she
there next.
thought. I'm gonna tell you the truth. She thought because we was from the hood, we ain't know what we was doing.
Okay.
So that's where that came from. That's where the attitude came from.
Right.
But I'm a regress, and I'm gonna tell you how this go. Most actors that really want to act follow the British rule.
And what's that?
People in England, they want to be theater. They want to be method actors. They want to be in their role, right? So
Y'all did y'all studied this shit.
so somebody like Chadwick Boseman for
God rest his soul.
right
Black Panther.
for Black Panther. Some walked around in African garb and talked like he was from Africa.
He embodied
but
the
he
role.
from
He never
the
left.
South.
They said,
Yeah.
they said never broke character.
Right.
he fell into that role. He
Never
had
right.
broke character.
Yeah.
So
He embodied.
Shorty was studying that. And she wanted to be in her role, but she wanted to be a diva with it. And you
Can't do that.
you ain't even get there yet, Shorty. You
right.
like you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Hood
Hood
princess.
booger.
so I'm trying to be
Shout out
like
to the hood boogers.
yeah, I'm trying to be like, blah, 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 so and so. I'm trying to be a nice producer, et cetera, but I'm feeling the heat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling the heat from
Me,
the writer.
Because
Right.
work
me
not
and
getting done.
And Sarah
and the
And they
director.
like, David.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but.
Right.
She gotta
So
go.
she was good.
Right.
She was good. It's a prime example. She was good, but then she showed herself. And my job was to go, okay, you can't do that. We got together, and the person that we got was
Killed
10
me.
times better.
Right.
And
Right.
and the crazy part is she was a supporting
She
role.
was a supporting role.
She X'd herself out.
And when we asked her to play the lead, she was like,
I
no
could do this.
doubt.
I could do
And right now, if you see her, she's in everything.
Oh, wow.
And when I say our lead, Amber Miller,
Shout out to Amber Moore.
Like when I tell you she's in everything right now,
Mm-hmm.
she's in everything. But she graced us
Well,
at the time with her presence.
Right.
And this was right after the pandemic.
Right. So
This was pre-pandemic, well post-pandemic.
are y'all always behind the camera? Can can we see y'all in this
Nah.
Red Hook series?
Nah.
Y'all not gonna be in it.
Nah.
Because I know some shows and some series where the
producers
directors
stepped in.
they want to only be in the sex scenes.
Right.
Nah,
No,
we
no,
ain't
no,
doing
no.
that.
To be honest with you, I keep it a buck, and Dave will tell you this. And
Don't spoil it.
I'm just saying. Dave will tell you this.
Don't spoil it.
Like even
Say a little bit.
even when we was just out of the event, right? And this young girl, she's from my neighborhood. She was doing security, but she know my son and all that. So whatever. And she kept saying, she called me Big Ty, but my youngest son Tyrese, Paperboy Ty, he's, he do the music, but she love him.
Okay.
So she's like, yo, Big Ty, you gotta get used to doing all this stuff. You gotta used to be in the. I don't like being behind the camera. I don't like doing the.
No, you don't like being in front of the
I
camera.
mean, in front of the camera.
Right.
Me.
That's
I don't like
me.
being in front of the camera. If I don't have to do none of this, I won't. I enjoy it because I get to connect with you guys. But if I don't have to, I won't because I prefer to be in the back. Dave is the mouthpiece to everything.
Okay.
So Dave can go network, do whatever he want. and I just make the decisions
Word.
after that.
So we lucky having you here.
Yeah.
You were supposed to came by yourself.
Yo, let me
with
tell
an
you.
actor.
Let me tell you, this dude be trying to be like incognito. Like he don't be wanting to be nowhere. I be like, John, I can't be going to these things by myself, bro.
Right.
He be like, you could do it. You got it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta do the voice, bro.
Well, thank you.
You gotta
But-
do the voice.
Thank you
But
for both of
He
y'all
tell
pulling
me,
up.
he tell me the same thing.
Yeah.
He give
I-
me every
so-
You know
every
what I
other
mean?
day.
Because
Yeah, bro.
you see what kind of value John bring, right? I know some of them. I
Y'all
know
feed
some.
off each other.
Exactly. I know my part.
Right.
Right. I know what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And I know where I'm going. I know what I got it. But I'm not going to give you a history lesson on lenses and cameras and
No
all
doubt.
that stuff.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt.
but he's the writer too,
Right.
and he's the story,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and he's captivating the people. And all I'm doing is taking the story, like he cooking, and I'm
Right.
on the block.
Right.
He got that good, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure
here
you're
you
serving
go.
it out. Right.
That's it. You need some more?
See, in the beginning, before, when y'all came, when I was doing my research, I'm like, how these guys got all these actors like Method Man daughter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was a
But
blessing, bro.
But now I see y'all got history.
That
in
ain't
the
even come
game.
like that.
So how did that come?
Came a blessing, bro. God just said, boom.
How?
So again, we had
Tell us that
we
story.
had everybody we had,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a female lead. She wasn't able to do what we needed her to do.
Right.
She was going to school. She was a model.
The
Well, she
schedule
still is.
didn't
So the
mess with y'all.
scheduling-
This was a kerfuffle. That's it.
Right.
It was a kerfuffle. Just tell them it was
No, it was a kerfuffle. Like I casted her.
A kerfuffle.
And I was trying to.
That's a new word in my life. I never heard of that word before.
It was a kerfuffle.
So the
That's it.
kerfuffle,
That's
yo.
it.
And I was trying. So
You a kerfuffle.
Yeah.
my man first, who's part of our
Part of our team.
part of our team.
Shout out to
All of the clothes
Giraffia
that y'all
brand.
see us with.
And-
That's the
and
giraffe.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
it.
Giraffia brand.
Giraffe
But hold on, real
brand.
quick. Is it everything is closed off? Like everything is signed and sealed? It's over? Y'all just basically gonna drop the episode?
No, I'm gonna get to that.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So first said, yo, Dave, why don't you get Shy? So I was like, what Shy? He was like, Cheyenne Smith, Meth daughter. So I said, yo, I was just watching her on Shady 45.
Right. She's nice
With
too.
Sway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
He
nice.
said,
That's
yeah, my
nice,
man, Danny Sue, that man is Fetty. He it's my family. So he made the call. But the way God worked, it got to me a little quicker. I couldn't wait for Danny.
Take
My
us
man
too
King
long.
Ace hit me. My man King Ace said, shout out to King Ace and Moment of Clarity podcast.
Yeah. Shout
He
out
said-
to King Gaze.
I said, yo, man, I'm trying to wait for Shy. He said, who you talking about? Shy? Method daughter? I said, yeah. He said, she was just on my show.
Yeah.
I said, word? He said, hold on. Click, 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 click. Got the manager on the phone. Shout out to Smoke. Smoke hit
Big
me.
shout out to Smoke.
And Smoke was, we polyed, and boom. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about Shy. Shy came on the set and murdered.
No, she killed
She's a natural though. She's a
Bro.
natural.
No,
She's
yeah,
a
she
natural.
killed
She
it.
came on the set.
She's a
I
natural.
wasn't.
Her DNA.
Yo, bro, I
Her
was
father's
not,
an actor.
But
Yeah.
I
Look
like
at Meth. Meth is a great actor.
Right, but
I like that she don't use him.
that's right.
She
Right.
don't.
So-
she don't.
She do her own work,
Yeah.
and she like I heard her
And
doing
Meth
a few
Meth
interviews.
tell
And he
you,
don't
listen.
talk about her.
No. He'll tell you like, I'm not doing nothing for her until she show me she ready for it.
Oh, she's definitely
Yeah.
ready.
So
She's definitely ready.
Yeah.
as a good producer, I can't say, yo, that's your pops. I'm expecting your pops to be on here, but
Right.
we're not doing that.
No doubt.
This is her.
no
Shout out to Shy. Shy did her own work.
Yo, Shy killed it.
She got a natural
is
talent.
Dope. Shout out to
Shy,
dope.
Shy
dope.
came on set and said, "Where's Yuma?
Yup.
Because I'm afraid of Yuma."
Shout out to Yuma.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
she had
He's
ready.
one of the actors.
She read the
So
whole script.
she read the whole script. She said, "Where's Yuma? Because I'm afraid of Yuma.
Right.
I don't want to meet Yuma."
That's the villain.
So that's the villain. That's the
Dope.
antagonist and
Dope.
whatnot.
Oh, I
But
think.
So
but when she came on the set, because I know Dave is the producer, but I see everything behind the lens. And when I'm telling you, she was killing it. So I thought we was behind schedule on something. She was like, "No, I studied all my lines.
She said,
I'm
"We
gonna
do
finish this, and I'm
We
gonna finish
do
this.
That's
And,
dope.
and that thing touched me. So even when we pose, even when we do whatever we do, she always comment, yo, that's home team, that's family, that's this, that's that.
dope.
So to
That's dope.
have the support of Shy in this series and her mom.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
shout out to Tamika.
Tamika, her mom's Smoke and all just to have their support is amazing. That's amazing.
So now, I was going to ask, how many cast members is in the Red Hook series?
Right
You know that
now,
better
Yeah.
than me.
a little over 20.
Okay, now within them 20 cast members, how do both of y'all get all of them cast members to focus on one goal?
Not to cut you off real quick. You want to hear something crazy?
Yes, I do.
When we on set, we not on set.
It don't feel like we.
It don't feel like we on set.
Shaka attest to that.
all
Like y'all just
Shout out
hanging
to
out.
my guy Frankie Fitz.
Right. When I tell
Frankie
you it's all
Fizz.
family, if you come on one of our sets, you see us working, but you see more family interaction than anything.
You don't
Right.
think we doing?
The actors, the seasoned actors are teaching the unseasoned actors.
Right.
So
That's dope.
to Dave response, we don't really gotta get them together.
Right.
Yeah, I got a
They
village
get each
already.
they
They be
literally
hooking up with each other.
You know why I say that?
get each other together.
Because I've been on behind the scenes of a couple of
right.
Web series.
web series and stuff like that, and
The project
I seen things like, yo, we can't never get him to come. He's never on set. Like it'll be everybody be there except that one person.
Right.
They could never be eye to eye. Everybody is not on the same.
So-
You know what I mean?
So we're not treating this like a web series. So
No
to
doubt.
speak. Or we're
It's
not,
not.
treating it like a hobby. Or we're
Right.
not treating it
This
like
a real
this is
production.
what
It's
we're
real,
doing.
right?
The only thing missing is the check, bro.
And y'all gonna get that.
So we're sitting there like we're serious. We got a casting call.
Yeah.
I mean, not a casting call. I'm sorry.
Where they trying out.
call
Where they
sheet.
we got a call sheet.
We have
Yeah.
a call sheet.
The call sheet is in order. You're gonna be here. So I don't have 50 people at the same time on the set
Bumping into each other.
talking about I'm running
This
late.
our
blah, blah,
setup.
blah. So we have
Nice.
Flo, this our setup. Just so that you see. That's our setup.
That's serious.
That's our setup. So that you know that it's not a
That's
web
serious.
anything.
No.
So-
I know.
And we don't knock it.
No.
Because
I know
they get
people
into the get
don't
into
like
it.
hearing that
Oh,
web
but-
series shit.
But
Yeah.
No.
Like I know people don't. It rubs people the way it's like a man that sells clothes. He don't want his clothes being named an urban. This is our urban fashion.
Right.
So I get it when it's come to directors and filmmakers.
Put
They don't
people
want to hear nothing that got
because
something
the
to do with web series.
comparison. The comparison is
Right.
a little bit
It's-
cloudy.
It puts like a
ceiling.
a ceiling
Yeah.
over what you're trying to do.
Right.
I get what you're
We're
saying.
trying to project real film.
Indeed.
We're trying to put out there that we're doing script, we're doing call sheets, we're making sure that I don't cross you and you don't cross this way,
we
and
got craft services,
We don't-
everything.
Right.
we don't.
Y'all got food. Y'all got
Yeah,
food
craft
trucks
services.
coming.
Craft services.
Yeah, it's craft
Okay,
services.
yeah,
Yeah,
craft
so they
services.
That
eating.
y'all act is good.
Yeah, craft
Yeah,
services.
so-
No pizza.
Hey.
No pizza.
So
Niggas eating yams and
I'ma
mac
tell-
and cheese
yo,
on the
I'm
set.
gonna tell you,
pizza.
bro. Yeah, word to mother. Like
I mean,
one of our
actors-
first sets.
Yeah, no pizza.
One of our first sets in Red Hook. Shout out to my man Ra. He allowed us to use the Akiway store,
Nice.
and we in the Akiway
Nice.
store huddling, and everybody want an Aki sandwich.
You know that.
And we like, but we got
We got
peas and rice and
Right.
whatever coming.
coming, right.
They're like, nah, yo, we wanted the Aki way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we like, oh, okay, that's what y'all want to eat.
Then
Go
that's what
ahead,
we
go
doing.
eat.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. So
run up the tab, and that's it.
It's
We run the
I'm
tab
saying
up and
everything
that's
is
it.
working, bro.
So do the actors get, and y'all don't have to answer this if y'all don't want to.
Right.
The actors get money right there, but
Per
if
diem?
y'all was to get presented a big check, will they get money off of that, or would just y'all two split it?
No, everybody eats in our circle.
We
in our
family,
family.
bro.
We family.
That's
Everybody eats. So the one thing me and Dave believe in, that we give real estate to everybody in the projects. So if we make $1 million tomorrow, everybody eat.
That's fire.
I don't care if you took 2% off of $1 million.
That's fire, bro.
Everybody eat.
That's
1% off of $1 million. Everybody eat. Me and Dave will eat the bones. While everybody else eat the meat. Pause.
Super
pause. Super pause.
They gonna tear that sound bite up.
That's why I said super.
They eat the bone while we eat the meat.
That's why I said
That
super.
just
That's why I said
sound wow.
pause.
Thank God I ain't say that.
But in all reality, I know that was
Shout
crazy.
out to my man Dave.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That one was crazy. That was crazy.
They got nigga ready to woke up.
I know.
man.
Got to walk off on that
this all
one.
good. Finish
But
that.
but to be honest with you, because the brand that we're building is that we believe family come first.
Indeed.
So we have the Adam Sandler motto.
Okay.
Adam Sandler built Happy Madison to make sure that all of his friends can continue working in Hollywood.
Yeah, and he definitely keep.
That's what we're doing.
Yo.
We're following the same Tyler Perry mantra.
Right.
All of the same actors. We're following the same Spike Lee mantra early. All of the same actors.
I'm gonna show you. Look what that say right there. What that top
Spike Lee.
That was my next question. But you answering the shit.
Yeah, so the Spike Lee's,
man.
the Happy Madisons or Adam Sandler's, the
John Singletons.
even
John
Denzel
Singleton,
now,
yeah,
even Ryan Coogler,
Ryan Coogler.
Not John Singleton.
John Singleton too. Shout out to rest in peace, John Singleton.
Matty Rich.
Now Matty Rich.
Matty Rich.
Can't forget about Matty Rich. Shout out to Matty Rich,
But
man.
the thing Adam did is that even when he did the Netflix deal for whatever million, when he first did that first, everybody that you see in those movies, Chuck and Larry, whatever, what is that? Grown Ups and all that, you still see them, Chris Rock, all of them in the same
all
movie.
the movies.
Because he created that production company for that.
Right.
That's what our production company is created for.
That's dope.
To keep the same people in our circle working.
Okay. And hopefully it grows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
I know. Go ahead. Say what you say. Say what you
but
gonna
no,
say.
shout out to all of those people that you mentioned. Matty Rich from our hood. He did,
Right. Yeah.
Straight out of Brooklyn.
Straight out of Brooklyn. That's why I said Matty Rich.
Then he went to Inkwell.
Indeed.
So-
You see how big that step was from straight out of Brooklyn to Inkwell and the actors?
He was under Spike Lee.
right.
You know, so we did our homework. Like we did what we were supposed
This
to
is
do.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Out of those actors, the Spike Lees, the Denzels, the Matty Riches that's from your hood, are y'all in contact with them? Like, yo, we see what you're doing. We gonna help push y'all into the next level.
Nah,
Who's helping y'all?
We're truly independent. The only person that honestly responds to a lot of stuff that we're doing is Un
Rivera.
But the crazy part
That's crazy, yo.
The crazy
That's
part
crazy
is that
right now.
no having a relationship with like a Shakim Kapir, because that's live manager.
Shakim and Queen Latifah.
Like, so we have,
Shout out to them. They
we
do a
really
lot
have
too.
a relationship with them, like a real relationship. I ran Latifah Studio for 2.5 years. I'm talking about in Elmwood Park, and anybody could Google
Garfield.
it. They Garfield, right? Elmwood Park. They had Garfield, New Jersey, Elmwood Park. They had a whole recording studio. It used to be Whitney Houston old recording studio that they took over.
Yep.
And I used to clean that studio from the front to the back. That's how me and Shakim got close.
Okay.
Un brought us there. Shakim was like, yo, who cleaned the studio, Un? He's like, my little man. I went and got Fabuloso. I cleaned every office from the front to the back. We used to have a live sound stage, waxed everything. Shakim was getting ready to give me like $400 or $500. I said, nah, I'm good. He was like, nah, here. I said, nah, I'm good. I said, you letting us use the studio, I'm straight. He was like, all right, then I'm giving you a room. He gave me the B room. They had we even though we was able to work in the A room, the B room was personally my room in Latifah's spot and Shakim's spot. So for us to have relationships with certain people, we're not even trying to lean and call people and make certain. We trying to put our our own prints in the sand.
Let me ask you a question. When you got the cast members, right, and you see the BMFs, the powers, and stuff like that, and the roles that people play, do you have gay characters in your movie?
Right now, we do. Q is actually a gay
Stud.
a stud.
Okay.
All right.
She's supposed to be
That's P's right hand man.
right hand man.
Okay.
That's our right hand.
I casted her as
Dope.
Light
Dope.
Light, who plays her aunt.
plays
Okay.
her aunt.
They all gay.
Is the stud.
They studs.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we don't have
Men.
gay men.
That's what separated Boom P. Because Boom P had gay men acting on his shit.
I mean,
but
Y'all get that later.
we I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not against it, but
we don't have a thing for
I don't.
Yeah, it's
but,
hard to
but,
find.
But,
Story-
but for me, for this
Storyline.
story,
Yeah.
it's male
It don't
driven.
fit
Right.
into the story.
It's male driven, but I knew women so. I'm gonna just throw some names out, like a Sheikah, like a Sherelle, like certain women that was in my hood that was getting to the
At that
paper.
time, right.
They was girls, but they was getting to the paper like niggas.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So for me, you get what I'm saying? When I looked at a Q in the light, I was like, that's my Sheikah and my Sherelle.
Gotcha. I got
They
you.
just so happen to be,
I got what you're saying.
you know,
Females.
on the other side. And then I also have a daughter that's, you know, and so that's inclusive for me as well, because I like for her to know that no matter what her lifestyle is, daddy supports.
They're going to support you regardless.
So that's also inclusive as well.
That's dope.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope.
So, you know.
So you don't have like a Carmelo Anthony reaching out to y'all, seeing what y'all doing?
Not yet.
Not
And the
yet.
crazy part, he got 718 in Brooklyn in the back of my house.
That's what I'm saying.
But you know,
That's what I'm saying.
but you know how it is though.
Yeah.
They don't really reach out until it get hot.
Until you get
Well,
hot.
we know they
Until you-
looking though.
until
Until you get scorching hot.
right.
We know
And
they
What is
look-
then,
it, 7
now you
a.m. in
wanna have
Brooklyn or
me,
something
you know,
like that? Yeah.
or whatever.
Because they want to come in when they don't really have to do that much work.
No, when they see how everybody else take up it.
I think they want to make sure it ain't bullshit.
Right.
They, you know, I don't. Me personally, I don't.
I can't, because if I'm in that level or on that level, and I know that these
You
people
take-
are from my neighborhood, that's
No questions
that's
asked.
the only alley oop I can give
That's
you.
it.
That's crazy. That was one of my questions too
That's
about
it.
Mello.
That's the alley oop.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
it.
After I give you that alley oop, you on your
You
own.
on your own,
Right.
yeah.
Excuse me,
Nah.
if you fuck it up,
If you finger
fuck it
roll,
up.
if you finger
You know what
roll,
I'm
you
saying?
fucked up.
You get what I'm saying? But
But Mello
That's the
gonna reach
alley-oop.
out. I got a strong feeling Mello gonna reach out because Mello like that.
If not
Right.
Mello,
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
Taj Gibson.
Not Todd Gibson. That's
from-
before
Taj
Ford.
Gibson from the fort.
From the
Yeah.
fort.
Right.
But Taj Gibson don't really care about the perimeters of neighborhoods.
Well, I would
when he
act
see you doing something big in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
he would try to stand behind it.
I would
course.
start actors from the fort.
Right.
Skizzy Scars is from the fort.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all right, let me do this, right? We're not looking at that. We totally focused on what we're doing, but we have a wide range. So our lead actors from DC,
That's dope.
shout out to Washington, DC, Shy's from Staten Island, Skizzy's from Fort Greene, one of our actors is from Atlanta, we have another actor in Texas, we have another actor from Patterson. So we spread out.
Nobody from East New York.
We got people.
All right.
We got newcomers too.
Shooters.
So
they gotta come.
we got people from
Second season, you gotta bring some shooters in.
we got people from
Second
upstate
season.
New York.
Okay.
We got, you know, all around. We got Giraffe is from PA
yeah.
and Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have a wide range of people that actually listened to what I said and came together, and I thank God for it, because this is like God sent.
All right.
Like everybody is gelling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yo, Wolf, we good? All right, we straight.
So, you know, at the end of the day, the Mellows and the Matty Riches
Right.
and this person and that person, I'm not really stretching my hand out.
You're not supposed to.
I'm not. I'm pretty sure, God willing, that they're noticing it because we making noise.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my man Jay Paris, that's from Belly, right? He called
Right.
me. He was like, "Yo, so I'm hearing Joint is dope." Jay is all over Jersey.
Right.
Jay is rocking with people. So, we worked with Ice-T before.
Mm.
We worked with this person before. I don't want to start dropping names, but we've been around. So everybody know John and Dave was producing music.
Right.
And they know we was serious about it back then. So fast forward 15, 20 years later, we taking the same approach to the filmmaking.
No doubt.
It
So
took
they
me
know.
a second. He got it. But it took me a second. And once I got it, we like Scotty and Mike.
Okay.
Like it ain't no...
Some days I'm Mike. Some days I'm
So-
Scotty.
sometimes you're gonna have a hot moment and he's gonna be lurking.
Some days I'm Mike. Some
Right.
days I'm Scotty.
Everything is in-house.
I might
that's
be
what-
Tony
that's
Cool
dope.
Coach one night.
That's
You know
dope.
what I'm
That's a good
saying?
partnership,
BJ
though.
Armstrong or whatever. But
Not Bill Wilmington.
Nah, not at all.
Nah, he's all right for a minute.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
He
bro.
had a couple of games.
If you look at it, we built our own network. Like it's crazy.
That's what I was gonna ask you because y'all never answered my question as in where y'all pitching this series.
So when
to?
you pitch, you want to answer?
So we're not pitching anything. To be honest with you, our YouTube channel is monetized.
Okay. So y'all gonna drop it on YouTube?
So we know what our CPMs and what our demographic look like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it together because me and Dave came up with the plan. We're gonna put the first season up.
I was about to ask when is the first season? When is
So
the
we drop in May.
Okay.
First season, it drops in May.
Where the premiere gonna be at?
Premiere is gonna be at the Hit Factory.
Hey, so y'all breaking this news
Right,
first
right.
to us.
The premiere is gonna
That's
be
why
at
we
the
was
Hit
late.
Factory. That's why we was late.
It's all
Exactly why we was
It's all
late.
good.
Exactly why we was late.
Good. All right.
So the premiere is gonna be at the Hit Factory.
That's dope.
We was at the Hit Factory.
that's
How many
where we
people
was
that
at.
hold?
150.
It's gonna be intimate.
Shit. Y'all,
150.
y'all, it's
It's gonna be
So
intimate.
you already know
Y'all
y'all got
already
the
there.
invite.
Y'all already
Y'all already know
there.
y'all got the invite.
150. That
know what I'm
don't
saying?
sound like a lot of people getting in that shit.
But to be honest with you, I'd rather it be that
Intimate, yeah.
because we sold out of theater in
300
Queens,
seats.
300 and something seats.
Right.
So
Nice.
we know what it looks like.
Right.
Right.
But this one right here, we just wanted to be a little bit more intimate. We're not looking to make a big profit or make money
Right.
or whatever,
Right.
but we looking to get people to speak and talk about, when I saw that first episode, and because we premiering the first and second episode.
Right.
Okay.
I was
So-
gonna ask
so-
why y'all didn't do it like in a movie theater because I know they do those.
Right.
You can rent out a theater. And,
So this is what's taking us so long. It's not easy to get these movie theaters, right?
Oh, okay.
Some people try to overcharge you,
Mm-hmm.
and then some people,
They
it's
take
not
long.
enough.
They just take long too.
It's some people got 30 seats.
60.
Some people got 60. Some people got 100.
Right.
Some people got 300. There's theaters, there's rooms that you could go in a room and just put a projector up and shoot,
Right.
and like a party room.
Right.
So we was deciding how we're gonna do it, and when we went to the Hit Factory today, it was like boom, there you go.
No doubt.
Like I'm talking about like when people come,
The ambiance of it
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be
dope.
like,
You're gonna have an experience.
I can't wait.
Because we having the Giraffia brand is gonna do like a 15-minute fashion show. I'm gonna have Paperboy Child performing. We're gonna have Skizzy Scars performing. We're gonna have Mark Shice, which is the lead, performing. And God's willing, we might be able to get Shy to actually perform that night. So you're gonna have an experience.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna also have food and drink. So you're not just gonna go to a theater and just watch. You're gonna actually be able to have
Performances,
things
yup.
happening in between
So
these premieres of. So it's gonna be seating,
right.
but
But it's
if
gonna-
you want to stand, you
It's
can
gonna
stand
be-
and watch and enjoy
Yeah.
and eat some finger food
No
and
doubt.
all that stuff and whatever.
doubt.
the case.
We got
So
a
we want to
host.
give you a
Yeah.
whole experience. You know
We
what I
got
mean?
we got a host, a date with Des. Her name is Destiny White. Date with Des. That's Matt the Man's niece.
okay.
We're gonna have press there. We're gonna have. I just know that's gonna be one of them days where
It's gonna be a mad
Y'all
house.
gonna put Red Hook on the damn map.
Yeah.
We
Y'all
bringing them
forgot
back.
to ask y'all this
Bringing them
question.
back. I like Flo.
One of the biggest.
Flo be wild.
No, seriously, bro.
Right.
One of the most important questions I almost forgot to ask y'all. Are y'all gonna have a scene when the principal get killed in the project?
So,
So,
go ahead. You go.
so one of our actors, y'all know the story about the principal?
I know about the story.
Y'all know who was involved in that story?
I don't know nothing about that story, but I
So
know
it was
about
three
the
guys.
story.
You know the story. So
I know
three
about the
guys
story.
that went to prison,
Mm-hmm.
and now they home 20-something years later.
Mm-hmm.
One of those guys is playing a detective in here. Shout out to Obi Pinky,
Shout
Shamel
damn.
Burrows.
My Burrows, yeah.
But you see, we could say shout out, but then the family of the deceased would be like, man, you know what I mean?
Well, we didn't go on a. So, all right, let's clear this up.
tricky.
But
Yeah.
but
clear
you know
this
what's
up.
crazy? The family actually, in retrospect, they said the family said that the young men had literally served enough time.
They shouldn't have been there that
They
long.
shouldn't have been there that long. So the family actually was one of the
That's-
They
advocates
remorseful
They have
on
for
that.
peace
getting
and
them
have remorse.
to getting them home
Okay.
somewhat.
Okay.
So you know,
Okay, see,
God
I
rest
didn't know
his
that
soul.
part.
God
That's
rest
what's
his
up.
soul.
Mr.
Patrick Daly
But I
was
think
one of
that's
those
good.
men.
I think that's going to be one of our next projects that we're literally going to highlight, and we're going to actually
Indeed.
shoot maybe in another 2 years. We're going to try to see can we get
A movie.
the
life rights.
the rights from the family,
Yeah.
and then we're going to start going around documenting people that was in his class, people that work with him, and so on and so forth. So
That's
going to be
fire.
something that
Yeah, he
we're
was
gonna end
he
up
was a
doing.
beacon in our community.
Yes, he was. So
And
we
that
want
day-
to highlight that light.
So
That day
let's,
was
can y'all
crazy.
do you want to talk about that day before? I want y'all to talk to the people about that day, just to get that on record here on the show.
Patrick Daly.
Yeah.
What I remember, it was a day where he was going to follow a student that had a hard day. He ran out to school,
Right.
and he went looking for him, and got caught in the crossfire
Right.
on a rainy day.
Do y'all know the kids? When it actually happened, did y'all know who did it?
We know
Like,
them personally.
Oh, shit.
Know them
We know
Right,
them
that's what I'm
personally.
saying.
We know them personally.
Y'all know who they were shooting at too?
We know them.
We know
Yeah,
the story.
exactly.
Okay.
We know the whole
Okay.
story.
So, but people
but
think
we was actually in school when we found out.
yeah, people think that,
It was a rainy day or something like this day out here right now.
but people think so. This is another thing. People think that we pinpointing certain stories in the Red Hook series.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're telling John's story, we're telling your story, we're telling that person's story. It's not technically that, because there's every
million stories.
hood got stars,
story, right.
but Red Hook is the largest projects,
Besides Queensbridge.
Besides Queens.
The
Queensbridge first
second-
and then it's Red Hook.
Yeah.
the second largest projects in America.
And I work for NYCHA, and
Okay.
nobody wants to work
Me
in Red
too.
Hook.
Okay,
I'm an assistant super.
Oh, yo, son, what's up, bro? I'm trying to get HBT. We took that. Good thing, yo.
Clip that. Clip that out of there.
Yeah.
We gonna talk about that later. Shout out to my man, John. You know what's up.
After this, I'm gonna put you on to something else too.
All right, let's talk.
But in retrospect,
I love y'all niggas, man.
in retrospect, he was really a beacon, a light in the neighborhood.
Patrick Daly.
But the guys that came home, they're different people.
They were good dudes though.
They reformed.
They're
they
different
was-
people.
Before that, they
But
were
before
good.
that, they
young
was
They
niggas.
was
good.
good dudes before that?
They was good teenagers.
I'm gonna tell you this. One out of all of them really had it hard, and he had to do what he had to do. But the other two was actually really good. Really good. They didn't have to.
Right.
They kind of sort of wanted to be kind of in the mix a little bit, and that's just my perspective and what they told me out of their mouth. Because when they first came home, I did a documentary of them because one of them asked me to come and document certain things.
And what's the name of the documentary?
They never released it, so I don't want to go into
Yeah,
that.
okay.
But I was one of the first people they called, and I was
Okay.
one of the first people that kind of documented
Okay.
what they were doing.
Got you.
And they all spoke and they all said certain things. But the one thing I love about my neighborhood is that you can't mess with one person out that neighborhood without it being a problem. We might not like each other,
But
But nobody
but
else
you
could come
not
in.
coming in
Nobody else.
here
Right,
and doing
right.
that.
Yo,
and
and
that's always been the
That's a lot of
But
hoods.
you know,
Yeah.
that's a lot of hoods because we won't let nobody else come in and destroy us.
Right.
We have to destroy
Nah,
us.
we could be.
That's a nasty
What's crazy
mentality, bro.
what crazy is we could be beefing, right?
That's
Let's say we in Great Adventures.
We together.
Yeah, we all together.
Right.
Jersey
we
niggas
some-
ain't fucking
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nigga, this is what it is. When
We get back to the
it is
beef
what
But
it
in
is.
the
that's like that up north.
Yeah,
I
it
see
is.
dudes in my piece shoot at each other, kill each other every day outside in the street, go to jail, and they fighting back to back.
Yeah.
Because you're surviving.
Yes, but when does that mentality change? It only counts when it's out here.
I think that's
Messing-
person by
it's-
person though.
It's going to, it's
I don't
person by
think.
person.
I think your brain has to put you in that space.
Yeah.
Because no matter how old you get, everybody want to be the alpha male.
Right.
Everybody trying to prove they the alpha male, and it don't need to be that way.
But all
especially
wars
in
is
this
not
year.
won with
In this-
aggression.
But we talking about a
Right.
different. We talking
Of
about a
course.
different war though.
Don't win wars with aggression all the
We
time.
talking about a different war today.
Right.
'Cause
Oh.
What's the Gen Z?
Yeah, Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Gen
I don't know
crazy.
what generation
Gen
we
Z.
was.
Yeah, Gen Z.
But this generation,
Super
Crazy.
emotional, bro.
too emotional.
Super
And
emotional.
they'll pop your head off in
PS5,
2.5
baby.
And
seconds.
then cry
Yeah.
in the precinct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or cry the judge when
Tell
the
on your ass.
judge.
Give
When
him
the
40
judge
years.
get
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen it. Super emotional. That's why I walk. Sometimes I be walking up like, yo, Flo, you ain't see me? It's not that I ain't see you. I'm not trying to make eye contact with nobody these days.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So the type of stories y'all gonna see in the Red Hook series is gonna be those stories that we all can relate to. Some from our era, some from the new era.
Dope.
Okay.
Some from it's gonna feed everybody.
Right.
Right.
Everybody that's outside gonna know what it is to be outside. Everybody that's within, we're gonna try and tap on.
So this is starting when? In the 80s and the early 90s?
Nah,
No, it starts today.
Oh, that's dope.
It's not an era piece. It's
Nice.
today's piece.
Nice.
But you're going to
Nice.
see, like, still 30 and 40-year-old niggas still on the block.
Hell yeah, 50
50
and
years
60.
old, still on the
60,
block.
70.
Niggas came home when they was 50
Right.
something and they
It's
still
on
out
the
here.
block.
Yeah.
So
'Cause they don't know nothing.
you're going to see all of this play out.
Dope.
But to see P, you know what I'm saying, try to pivot and can't pivot and see the reason why he can't pivot, you're gonna fall in love with the character Yuma just as much as you're gonna fall in love with P and Sha.
So
Just as much as you're gonna fall in love with G and Q.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
let me ask this question: Do y'all see any character that y'all would say, okay, we can branch off
I do
and
it.
make
That's coming too.
Yeah, all day.
All of them.
All of them.
all of them?
All
of
of
them.
them.
That's an awesome cast.
Dope.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
We're not trying to, yo, I promise you, we're not trying to
Listen,
brag.
when I seen the trailer, I was like, Fish sent me the trailer first. First he said, big shout out to my guy Fez.
Yep.
Fez been always supporting everything I do. Before I did the podcast, I was dealing with the clothes.
Right.
This man, him and my man Smoke brought everything I had. Everything I had. No discount, nothing. Yo, Flo, let me get that sweatsuit. Jackets. Let me get that
he-
jacket.
Yeah.
Hats. Let
When
me
he
get
hit
the
me up,
hat.
he
Let me
definitely
get, matter of fact, let me
Pay.
get all of those
he paid
hats.
first. Yeah.
And I needed that money to
Right.
flip, to keep going.
Right.
So he's very supportive of what I do.
You like that with me.
Nah, this is what I'm trying to tell you, right? So he said, yo,
support
Flo.
everybody.
He said, yo, Flo.
Good dude.
And I'm saying this on camera so that people can hear this shit. He said, yo, Flo, my mans want to get on the show. I said, yo, Fizz, man, I normally charge niggas to come on the show. Because this shit costs. Look at this shit.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
Right?
Yeah, rightfully so.
But I said, you've been 1,000% supportive of me. This is free of charge.
Right.
So y'all niggas gotta pay for this shit. Nah, seriously, this is
Nah,
free of
fair.
charge.
Yeah,
People
for sure.
don't
Because he supports me, whatever.
Right.
So
Appreciate
the little
that.
bit that I could do for him,
Appreciate that.
that's just I'm just showing him
Right.
how much I appreciate him when it's time.
Right.
You know
And
what I mean? Big shout out to
definitely-
my boy Frankie Fizz.
He
Shout
definitely spoke highly of y'all before y'all got here.
Right.
So it was just natural. Like, he didn't know I was here. So when he seen me, he was like, yeah, I said, "Yeah." I was shocked to see him.
Right.
He said, yeah, my people's coming up. And I said, oh, shit, you know them? He's like, yeah. And he spoke highly of y'all.
Right.
Wow.
You know,
He
so
sent
that
me he sent me the
and
piece too. I was like,
he's a
oh.
genuine person.
Right. Yeah.
So
no,
if
yeah.
he's speaking highly of you, I'm not a people person.
Right.
So if he's speaking highly of you, I'm like, all right, they got to be good people because he's not just going to say anything about anybody.
No, that's
so
the God.
if he's saying something about you, then I know that you're actually righteous and you stand on business and you really into what you're doing because he's not gonna give no credit to somebody that's half-assing what they're doing.
Right.
So for him to say that y'all good dudes and y'all into what y'all doing and it's a great show, before I even knew what was going on, like, don't get me wrong, I definitely did my research, so I knew what I wanted to ask, and I was like, okay, but I was more of a y'all gave me so much knowledge without me having to ask so many questions that I had. Y'all answered the questions that I had before.
You got.
I was able to ask them, and I'm sorry to be long-winded, but I forget so fast.
It's good.
And it's always great to see people that's in the hood that did so much and could come back to the hood and reach out and say, listen, yeah, we did this, we did that. We humble about this, but we here to make sure y'all are great. We here to show y'all that it's something else outside of here and we see y'all talent. Because a lot of people don't look at the talent in the hood. They overlook it.
Of course.
And it's a lot of talent that's right there.
It's not that they overlook it. They just don't fuck with it. They get on. The mentality in the hood is, I'm going to get on, get what I could get, and then leave and don't come back.
Right.
Shout out to my boy Lee. I can't not do this episode without shouting my nigga Lee out.
Right.
This is my childhood friend. Y'all might not know that.
We grew up here.
This is my man right here, yo. So when he pulled up, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Holy shit, what you doing here, bro?
Right.
He like, yo, Flo, what you doing? I'm like, yo, I got to interview the Red Hook niggas. He like, yo, son, I do all the behind the scenes for them.
Yeah.
So this right here
was
came
meant
full
to happen.
circle, bro. This was meant to happen.
It was meant to.
You got, y'all two brothers are great. Y'all good brothers. Y'all the guards.
Thank you.
I see that.
Appreciate it.
I'm judging y'all from who y'all rolling with.
Right.
Who y'all rolling with is good people. So y'all gotta be good people, man.
And
thank y'all for coming to the show,
and
man.
to see y'all
Listen,
sitting here.
I wish y'all nothing but the best success.
Appreciate it.
I don't want this to be the last show. I
Nah,
want
not at
this
all.
to be something. Yo, Flo, we got this going on. Season 2, we got these actors coming through.
Right.
We want to bring the actors. After we watch the premiere, bring the actors through. Let us interview some of the actors.
For sure.
That's what I want to do, man. I don't want
Not
this
for
to be
sure.
just today and that's it. People that sit on this couch is family. I don't interview people just because they got clout.
Right.
I interview people because it's people who aren't generally.
It gotta be somebody that's. When we look at people to interview, we look at who's doing something and we look at who's doing something positive. And if you doing the work, we don't mind getting behind you, promoting and help you market or whatever you got to do, because we know it got to start from somewhere. And support work both ways.
Yeah.
You know, it should be like an infinity symbol.
Right.
Support work both ways. If we support you, you support us, and everybody.
It's reciprocal.
Because we all need to interact with each other's audience, because everybody wants to grow, and who don't want free marketing and promotion.
Well, of course.
But a lot of people don't see coming on the podcast as free marketing and promotion.
No, but
we don't get paid for this.
No, it is.
Right.
It is.
We don't have no sponsors. You know,
actually pay more into it than you get from
now.
it. So I respect it so much because I've had to learn outside of Dave Phillips. I had to learn how to edit. I had to take a 2-year course how to color correct. I can literally, you can come to my crib. I'll sit you behind the computer before you leave out my house. You'll know what you're doing. Lens will tell you. Lens will call me, pull me to the side. I'm talking to him. I said, Lens, so. Then he'll take a picture and be like, yo, I didn't even realize that. Yo, Lens, this, that, and the third. He'll call me, ask me whatever questions he need to ask me. I give him everything.
That's good.
One thing about me, when you look like me, I don't hold back nothing.
Indeed.
And it's supposed to be each one teach
You get what I'm
one.
saying? Because you look like me.
Indeed.
When I look in the mirror, I'm looking at a reflection.
Indeed.
So you look like me.
Right.
We might be different shades,
Right.
but you look
We are
like
the
me.
same.
Right.
We are the one and the same.
So why wouldn't I give you the information that I got from somebody else?
Facts.
When Dave Phillips was teaching me how to move and talk, no, listen, John Willie, no, I gotta feel a shoulder. What you mean, feel a shoulder? Then I'm telling people, I gotta feel your shoulder. in the scene, I need this. No, you can't shoot that blank wall right there. We need to put a picture or something, or put somebody there. When I'm showing, so when you looking at a certain movie, and you're like, why the walls is all blank and all this, that, and the third. But you look at our stuff, and you be like, dang, this is like a real set.
Right.
No, we might have had a blank wall that we put a picture there because we knew it needed to be there.
It needed, it needed to pop.
Right, you get what I'm saying? So I would teach you one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? The same way, we were just talking about work, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to put you on to something real quick. Why? Because my people's is locked in. You get what I'm saying? So for me, this is what I do. This is what he do. It's not about me having something and me can't give it to you. That's why I say it on the podcast. For somebody to be able to say, yo, you know what? I ain't know that. I didn't know buying lenses is important. I didn't know the body don't mean nothing.
Right.
I didn't know this don't mean this.
Right.
I didn't know this, that. The camera's a tool.
Yeah.
If you got a hammer and a vice grip, if you don't know how to use a hammer and a vice grip,
You gotta
it
start
don't
over.
matter.
Matter.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody will call me, because I used to be a maintenance worker too. Somebody will call me and say, yo, I need you to clear my stoppage. I know I got to get an Erickson to clear your stoppage.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? I can't clear your stoppage with a plunger.
Nope.
Absolutely.
You dig what I'm saying? So I know the
Need a
tools
snake.
that I need to use in order to clear your stoppage.
That's a
So I
fact.
use that same analogy when I'm doing stuff like this. So that way, even if you're the one that's actually doing the edit, you can literally take my phone number and call me, and I'm gonna walk you through it.
But what I'm getting from this is questions. Don't be scared to ask the questions.
Right.
And a lot of people be scared to ask questions. I talk to my bro Bees all the time, like Bezo.
Yeah.
Ask the questions, bro. Don't be scared to ask the questions.
I
Ask
be
those
scared
questions,
to ask
bro.
the questions because I don't want to get on his nerve, and I want to show him that I know how to sit and try to figure it out.
Don't.
Before I have to ask him, I'd rather try to figure it out. And once I can't figure it out, then I'll be like, yo, bro, I'm bumping my head against doing this.
Bro, we stood on the
But
phone
I
for
try.
2 hours and I would tell him
a lot.
what to do.
He cursed me out all the time.
But it's not
a bad. Let me say
I know that.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I know.
I'm gonna say
That's why I said same thing.
It's a creativity.
he got me into podcasting.
But
Because we was doing a couple of things together, and he was like, "Yo, people need to see your personality because they think you mean." And I was like, "All right, but I don't like being in front of the camera." Like, and then he said, "All right, we're gonna do it together." And then he said, when it was time to do it, he said, "Yo, go out there and swim."
But
So I had to learn. But right now, my thing is, I'm going to figure it out, and I don't want to ask you questions because when it's time for me to ask you a question, I want to make sure you proud of me when I come to you. You get what I'm saying?
I stopped that.
so,
right. Don't do
listen,
that.
we got a friend who's shooting a short film. Him and my friend goes off to shoot a short film because they want to show me something. I'm telling them, why you ain't call me? Why you ain't call me? So that way the short can actually be fly. Because when I'm looking at the short film,
see the mistakes.
I'm like, yo, bro, the dialogue in this whole scene is dope. Why y'all didn't call me again?
Because they wanted to
Yo,
do
we
things
wanted
on
to
your
show
own.
you that we could do it.
You
What?
sound like Bezo, bro.
So what happened was, now I'm gonna say it.
What happened?
I gotta say it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick.
You crazy?
I gotta say it.
And it was dope.
The person that wanted to shoot the thing, right, didn't. What was happening was he had his mindset. He wanted to surprise us. I kind of like fished it. Like I got it out of him. I'm like, yo, what was you gonna do? So he like, yo, I was gonna do this, but it's going wrong. This person canceled on me. And then I said, give me 5 minutes. I went and got an actor, went and got an actress. I said, now what you want to do? He said, I just want to shoot the. So he said, but don't tell John, I want to surprise him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that was about.
Oh.
He thinks that we got together from jump and created this whatever. I'm like, yo, he didn't even ask me. I bombarded my way on it.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, I want you to do it because he's trying to figure it out.
He's shaking his head.
No. He's telling you the he's telling y'all the truth. But what I'm saying is, right, they could have avoided making trying to surprise me and show me that they were able to do it. Not really him. He just ended up in the crossfire.
He fixed it. He would fix it with what presented to him, right? I got
No,
you.
it wasn't even presented to me.
No, but
I happened to stumble on it.
The dialogue
got you.
in the scene that
And
they
I
were
fixed
doing
up the little dialogue.
was so impactful.
I understand what you're talking about.
Was so impactful, it made me mad. Because I'm going,
That's the first time hearing this one.
I'm going,
you hear what he's saying?
This is
supposed to be shot a certain way.
This is dope.
So you can get the impact
This
of
was
it.
dope. Like, this is really dope.
Now I can say it was supposed to be in a certain way.
So I'm going, why would y'all do this? You could have shot at you could have held the camera. I don't care. I'm going to show you what to do, though.
Right.
You can shoot it yourself, but I'm going to show you, yo, your ASA is off, bro.
Right.
Your ASA is on 240. Your ASA needs to be on 180. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you got too much light coming into the sensor.
Right.
You know, stop it down 1 or 2 stops. Turn this light. Make
But that's exactly what he said.
Give this a kicker so that way you got light on their face, so on and so forth. I was on set. The guy Marlon Reed, which was my co-director, which you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Philly.
Our directors from
So
Philly.
he was learning. So I'm showing him on set, like, yo, listen, you see why I put this light right here, right? I said, it's called the kicker light. He said, why you call it? I said, no, I turn the light off. I said, you see his face? I said, watch when I turn the light back on. I turn the light back on. Lance is on set with me when I'm doing it. Watch what I do. I turn the light back on. He'd be like, oh, I said, now look at it on the camera.
Right.
Oh, I see the difference. Because I'm showing you, as we're working, I'm teaching you what to look for.
What to look for. Yeah.
Oh, you need more backlight over here. Put that light behind here. We did a docu-series that we got to drop this year too. We were interviewing different pastors and so on and so forth. So now I'm lighting it. Now I'm teaching him. Now he's on set with me all the time.
He's teaching me with my lights.
But he don't pay attention too much because he's always producing. So it's just me and him. So I'm like, no, put the light over here, put the light over here, put the light over here. Then he looked through the screen. He be like,
no, all right.
Because I'm like,
sometimes the natural eye don't catch
exactly. And remember, it's always and I always tell them, look for the eye light. Wherever the eye light is at, that's where the direction of the light is coming from. Because humans naturally have eye light. We just don't pay attention to the eye light in a human because we're having a regular conversation. But in film and television, you can see you got to be able to see where the eye, and that's where you can always determine where the light is coming from.
God,
the light direction.
Yeah, production.
Y'all just dropped a serious jewel right there. You heard that, Fab? Let me tell you something. Behind the scenes, everything y'all saying, she's listening because this is what she does.
Right.
And she needs the knowledge and the jewels that y'all actually said. I'm putting you on blast. I'm sorry. She needs that.
But the thing is, I'll tell anybody, if you're doing camera work or you're learning cinematography, you need to sit up underneath somebody.
Yeah.
Stop trying to learn on your own and stop trying to go on YouTube tutorials and learn on your own. Dave Phillips, God rest his soul, taught me everything I knew. So when we shot the Klein Syndicate, which Calvin Klein from our neighborhood.
I was going to ask y'all about Calvin Klein too.
So when we shot the Klein Syndicate, him and Sarah which is his cousin, which was the director, I'm running most of the set. But they're controlling it. But when I say running it, I'm talking about camera-wise. When they seen the camera work, they was like, nah. But this is all Dave Phillips teaching me how to cheat shots. You could be in a room right now, the size of this room, and you won't know how to get none of the shots. Because you think the room is too small. Opposed to knowing how to cheat the shot and make the shot look like each side. But you have to learn that. You don't learn that from a YouTube tutorial. You got to be with a real DP, a real cinematographer to tell you, no, you got to move this, you got to move that, and this is how you get the same shot.
Yeah, we did that a couple times.
Dave showed me so much that I can come in this room right here and I can shoot a scene that you would think this room would be too small for and make it feel like it was the biggest shot in the world.
Wow.
But you gotta learn how to cheat. You have to learn certain things, and those are the things that YouTube tutorials don't teach you. You gotta get underneath somebody. Dave taught me from 2014 to 2016. For 2 years straight, I sat underneath him. Dave Phillips is a white man.
He was super dope, man.
Like he's a white man.
Where he was from?
From New York.
From New York.
Okay.
But Dave Phillips was a white man.
But he was well
not just that. Vlad, not Vlad TV, but Vlad, Russian dude, DP. We all working, me, Dave, Vlad, and then with the other lady. I can't think of her name. The female. All of them are DP. Certified. Teaching me. So no, I wasn't just, when I first started, I just picked up the camera, YouTube tutorials and all that. After I got with them, that was it for me.
Yeah, you leveled up.
I didn't need no more YouTube tutorials. Now I started studying lenses and glass and this and that. I went down a rabbit hole for this series. I was like, yo, I need to, because I always rent glass. So I own the bodies, Red cameras, whatever. We own the bodies.
You needed them lenses.
But the lenses, so I'm renting lenses.
Yeah, lenses.
So then I went down a rabbit hole and I'm like, oh, I need to find me my own cinema package, lens package. Long story short, I go down a rabbit hole. I'm looking at the comparisons. So you look at what I'm shooting now, then I looked at the movies that we love the most.
Right.
The Godfather,
Casinos.
Casino,
Lethal Weapons.
not the Lethal Weapons, the Scarface,
Scarface,
the Devil's Advocates, and all of these other movies, and what's the Heat?
Heat, right.
I'm watching all of these movies, but I'm watching them and actually looking at the lenses that they're using and the millimeter lenses that they're using.
So it's
and I'm going, yo, okay. And I started buying them.
It's the lenses and not the camera?
It's not the camera.
It's never the body. It's always
Never the body.
lenses.
It's always the glass.
Because a lot of people think that they have to get a better camera.
Think about it.
So I just went down this whole thing with him like 3 days ago, right? I'm like, yo, an Arri Alexa. I'm like a Panavision. These cameras is over 100,000. And he like, why you gonna get that? If you ain't servicing, if you ain't doing the work that those cameras,
right? It's like some commercial shit.
Forget if you ain't making the money that them cameras, because a lot of people don't know that cameras come with a life expectancy.
Right.
A camera you supposed to have on your camera how many times you can shoot. If you're not in that frame of mind, I ain't nowhere near no cinematographer. I took a class, it was like, nah, right? But you looking and you paying attention and you doing what you do, nah, you gotta be on it. Like you service your camera. So I'm not trying to. That's a whole nother lane.
So think about it like this, right? A camera's just like a car. When you go buy used camera, it's gonna tell you how many hours it got on.
Okay.
Same way a car gonna tell you how many miles
it got on it.
Camera can have 1,300 hours on it. Can have 500 hours. Can have 300 hours. Camera's still gonna work.
Right.
You buy a used car, it's still gonna work.
Still gonna work. Right.
You might have to tune it up, but you still got it. It's still gonna work. Right. So no matter how you slice it or dice it, if you don't know how to use what you already have, buying a clean camera don't mean nothing.
Don't make sense because you still don't know how to use it.
You dig what I'm saying? So if you can't use a Canon 5D Mark III, and make that Canon 5D Mark III look like everything, why did you go buy a red Komodo?
Just to say
Just to say you got a red Komodo?
Yeah, you ready, red Komodo?
Because I almost jumped out the window, right? I got me some bread, and I was like, I'm getting me a mini Arri Alexa. John said, where you gonna find a mini Arri Alexa for the money that I was saying?
Mm-hmm.
I said, yo, I saw it. He said, no, you didn't. You didn't see that. I said, it was right on the, it was right on the site.
Mm-hmm.
He said, they don't even sell you Arri Alexas. I said, what you mean they don't sell you Arri Alexa? You gotta have a full legit production company to do. You gotta have a company.
Yeah, to get those cameras.
I can't go off the street and go get an Arri Alexa.
You could buy used.
You can buy a used one.
But you can't get a brand new one.
I can't go to Arri and be like, listen, my name is David Quinones. I shoot. And they're gonna be like, what?
Even if he got a company,
like,
company,
what? That's like a Maybach.
That's
Even if
crazy.
you got a
You got to
company.
be a certain type of.
That's like a Maybach.
Yeah, you can't just get a Maybach.
That's like a fan.
That's like APs.
Right.
Too.
It's like a Ray.
AP, exactly.
Right.
So,
APs, you can't get one unless somebody's
perfect example, an AP.
Richard Millie's.
If Richard Millie's.
Yeah.
If you're not even on the list,
Yeah.
you're not even getting one.
Yeah.
And you
can't
still
even get
gotta
in the
know
store.
somebody in order for them to co-sign
Exactly.
you to even get you on the list to even look at them.
Look at them.
Look at a Richard Mille.
So that's Arri Alexa.
Different.
And Panavision.
Red is a prosumer camera. Cause you could buy Red anywhere.
Okay.
Though they use them on real film sets, you can go into B&H or Adorama right now and buy a Red weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a prosumer camera.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you everything that you need. It's Netflix certified, but it's a prosumer camera. So why would I go spend $30,000 on a prosumer camera when I could spend $3,000 or $4,000 on a regular camera like one of these Black Magic and get the same image, same 15 stops dynamic range, still got it color corrected anyway, still get the 422 ProRes, which is industry standard, and still be able to get busy.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go spend 20 or 30. I tell him all the time. He just be, yo, I'm about to go spend 20. I can't go buy a $20,000, $30,000 camera. Yeah. Just let me know when you make 20 or 30,000 off of that camera. Because you're not gonna make the money because ain't nobody wanna pay you that.
I might as well get the camera and rent it.
Indeed.
Put it in the production, because that's what I did a couple times. I bought those same cameras, I financed those cameras, and I put them in a production house, and I let them rent the cameras out, and I get $3,000-$4,000 a month.
That's very smart.
Hey, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Up until I look at the hours and I be like, all right, y'all could buy the camera, but the camera not really worth that much no more because the camera got a gazillion thousand hours. So I'm like, all right, well, listen, give me this, and I'll take that little bit of change and I'll go do something else.
And that's why we're here on a podcast,
moving forward,
able to
moving forward,
do this. You know what I'm saying? Because we trying to project out there that like we're not just popping up and coming up with a new web series.
No doubt.
We coming up here trying to be professional as Black men, elder Black men.
No doubt.
That can teach people what we're doing on the set.
Bro, you don't even got to say elder because that's where we get it twisted at. Elder, youth, it doesn't matter, bro. As long as who you are, you don't got to separate yourself from this. You are who you are, bro.
No doubt.
That's just what it is. Older, younger, we teaching.
But I mean elder and the wisdom. Like,
no doubt.
You know, at the end of the day, you could come on my set and you could say, can I learn? And I go, sure. And I'm supposed to pay attention to what you focus to because you could be just coming on the set.
No doubt.
But that goes with the actors. That goes with everything. So that's why we're able, like while we're doing this press run, because we've been doing a press tour for the Red Hook series.
No doubt.
We just trying to go up on these sets, you know, market and promote, but we're allowing people to come into our world a little bit and see how we moving.
And I respect that.
And not just that though, we also we extended olive branches. So if you need help, call me. If you need help, call me.
I want to be on the series, bro.
But listen,
I was just about to say that. I need to
don't
catch
kill me off the first scene.
Yeah, I don't want to get
We
killed.
walking down the hallway like, oh yeah, you're gonna be on set.
No, wait. So this is what I tell everybody. I say, give me 2 headshots and a monologue.
I don't even know what a monologue is.
But that's my point. That's why I say it.
Right.
That's why I say it.
So no, I'm gonna be honest.
He gonna go the other route.
No.
He gonna go the other route. But I say that for that reason.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Dave say that to certain people
Throw niggas off.
to curve them.
Yeah.
No. But he ain't gonna put that out there. He ain't gonna put that out there.
No, listen.
I ain't trying to curve nobody. I ain't trying to 48 nobody. I ain't trying to curve nobody. I'm trying to get you on your ding. If you don't know what a monologue is, why are you asking me about acting?
Because you know they don't know.
But it's a schooling situation because you're supposed to say, yo, what's a monologue? You ain't supposed to say, I got it. You're supposed to say, yo, what's a monologue?
I'm telling y'all, he curbing them.
Well, right, so what is a monologue?
He's not
to the people. Matter of fact, you can tell us that off the camera.
Yeah. He's not gonna curb you or curb you. Trust me, because that's not how we work.
We don't do that.
We family. But anybody else you want to curb, I'm letting y'all know. If you don't do your homework and find out two headshots and a monologue is, David's not answering you. He's not answering your
It's
DM.
my professional way to get you to understand acting one-on-one.
No.
Got it.
No,
That's
it's
the way
a
monologue.
It's a fact.
A monologue is a
fact.
1 to 2 minute video of you acting like something in some other picture that can bring out your skills.
Okay.
You have to know your range of acting so that I, as a casting director, can give you insight in where to put you. So now I could go, okay, can you do that again? But
well, then the way you talking, I just might just let me just be on the behind the scenes. Just you see that?
No, but see, you got to be confident.
No.
Right.
Actors are confident.
But we have a lot of non-actors on our set that's doing an amazing job because
we gave them a shot.
Because of the community that we built. I'm telling you, our actors, they leave us. They be somewhere else. They be talking,
teaching
chilling,
each other.
and they be going, yo, you know when you do this line, right? Yo, do it like they be in there getting busy. So then by the time I'm like, yo, y'all ready to shoot? And I'm hitting him, yo, Dave, we 5 minutes late. And then he's like, all right, everybody, let's go. When we get on set and we getting ready to film,
everything's.
I'm like,
all right, now one more thing because this is like a 3-hour fucking episode, bro.
No, I got you.
This is supposed to be an hour.
I got you.
My engineer keep cooking like yo, y'all niggas are cooking.
Yeah.
Shout out to my nigga Wolf for letting us rock out like this, right?
Thank you, Wolf.
Let everyone know your Instagrams and where they could find the trailer to the series at.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
Don't say you forgot.
No.
All right.
The trailer is officially on YouTube. It's on Real Block Pictures, or you could type in Red Hook series trailer.
Red Hook series or the series?
Red Hook
series.
Okay.
Trailer.
Gotcha.
Or you can go to the Red Hook series on IG, or you could go to Mr. David Quinones, the exec. That's my IG.
And you could go to my IG, which is Shiloh Media. That's my IG. You can find me there. I really don't do the Facebooks too much, but you can find me on IG. And again, go to Real Block Pictures. Look for the Red Hook series. You could put Red Hook series, the Red Hook series, Red Hook the series.
You can hashtag.
You could do whatever you want, and as long as you put in the Red Hook series, it pops up on YouTube. You'll be able to watch it. You'll be able to enjoy it. Look out for the actual series this coming May. Premiere coming. The date is coming soon. We locked in the location. Tentatively, it's the Hit Factory. So we're gonna be actually partying in the legendary Hit Factory. And man, listen, man, I just appreciate being on the Moving Forward podcast. And I'm excited, bro. I'm excited, man.
Thank you, bro. And this is my first show that was like 3 hours, bro. and I actually didn't get bored.
Yeah, but it was my wife blowing my phone up.
My shit blowing up.
Yeah, my phone been going crazy
right now.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I've been getting calls for the longest.
So listen, man, thank y'all for coming through.
Appreciate it.
Like I said before, I don't want this to be the last time after we do the screening. Let's bring the actors over.
No doubt. It's
No doubt, man.
done.
Appreciate
Y'all got two different podcasts y'all can ping pong off of. You got Moving Forward Show.
Okay.
You got No More Favorites podcast. So if they get bored with one, they can come to the other.
Oh.
Or
No doubt.
if they just want to get
They ain't gonna never get bored. Let's not even
they
throw
never
that
gonna
shit
get
out
bored.
there.
But you know, some people don't stay interested for too long. But if they need promotion or marketing, it's two different platforms that they can always come on. One platform we all together, but it's two different platforms that they can go on. So, you know, as long as we work together, it'll keep spinning.
Oh, no,
and
for sure.
I definitely appreciate y'all coming on and being so open and giving so much knowledge because
y'all definitely dropped a lot of jewels on this shit.
people saved a lot of money from this episode, whether they want to admit it or not.
Amazing.
You said so many things that save people money on cameras, save people money on going out to take a class for certain things.
Right.
You gave them the cheat code. Even though you was giving it to me, you gave the world a cheat code, and I appreciate y'all for just making sure that y'all keep teaching other people how to bring forth this creativity.
Of course. But it's about a deposit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not about a withdrawal.
Yeah.
Y'all deposited into us by allowing us to sit on this chair.
Thank you.
Right.
So our
Thank
job
you.
is to
Thank
deposit
you.
back into you guys,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So like
I'm
you always say,
charged up,
each one,
too.
like you say, each one teach one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you might need information. So we're not just the regular run of the mill guys that might tell you the hokey pokey. Now you like, nah, bro, know what he's talking about. Cause you got that's what they do. They give you the
doubt.
hokey pokey.
Spin you.
You know what I'm saying? But now you got somebody that's solid where you can say, yo, you know what? Yo, Jones, yo, bro, X, Y, and Z, I'm having a problem, blah, blah, blah. All right, put it on a hard drive, drive an hour and a half upstate,
Right.
come sit down with me.
But you,
What did I tell?
that's gonna be the thing that's gonna stop people because you're gonna get so many random DMs like, yeah, I see y'all on this podcast and you said hit you up if we got any questions.
I'm talking to you.
So,
Not yet.
But that was my question
I'm
to make
talking to
that.
you.
That was my question to say that because people gonna be like, oh, he said we can hit him up. But no, people just get so carried away, be like, yo, he said we can hit him up and he gave us the information.
You and you.
Back.
So I get them DMs.
No. Honestly, if anybody needed any kind of information, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Philly Fly Boy that shoot all the TI stuff. I'm constantly in DMs with him, back and forth. Him trading stuff off with me, telling me certain things, giving me little gems and all that he be using certain I could show you DMs where I'm like, yo, what you using, bro? He'd be like, yo, I'm using this.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
A lot of
Without
people
no
be
issue.
stingy with the knowledge.
But no, I big up the
can't
Philly
be,
Fly
bro.
Boy. I promise you.
Listen, let's end this shit
Yeah.
because we gotta go. We gotta go to the show,
All right,
bro.
so-
Yeah.
To end this, what would be the to a person that want to get into a web series that's not into web series, what would be the
not a
dopest
web
thing that you
series.
could tell? All right, so show.
No. You can say web
Show.
series. I'm not offended by
I'm
it.
just so used to saying
Yeah,
series
yeah.
because that's what it's been
Right,
titled.
right.
But if y'all could give somebody that's not really into these type of things, what can you say to make people really want to? Y'all said a lot, but what can you say to make somebody say, "All right, I'm gonna take an hour and sit down and watch this one"?
First thing is, we're not an hour. That's the
Okay.
first. Our episodes are shorter.
Okay,
22 minutes.
to grab attention,
22 minutes.
and I
Your
noticed
episode
that.
is 22 minutes.
22 minutes.
And I
so
noticed
smart.
when it's short like that, it makes people actually because people attention span is very short.
Right.
So was that the reason y'all made it 22 minutes?
One of them.
But the real reason was to galvanize an audience.
Okay.
And that's what it really was intended for. To galvanize an audience, to make the audience go, nah, this dope.
Mm-hmm.
But how we shot it was everything. So it stands alone.
Okay.
So why you gonna want to watch it? It's for the story.
Right.
It's everybody's story.
I can't wait.
It's everybody's change. It's you coming from being on whatever block in Brooklyn to sitting behind this microphone.
Absolutely.
It's everybody's, you get what I'm saying? It's everybody's change. So that's why you're going to want to watch this story, because this is a story about the underdog.
Facts. And
This
with
is a
that
story
being
about the
said,
underdog.
Red Hook, Cypress, Brooklyn.
All
Moving
day.
forward.
Salute.
Moving forward.
No more favors.
We out.